Yes, who wouldn't want to be Bob? That's right.
Doesn't it sound like he's introducing a late-night movie, a monster film?
I've always wanted to be one of those guys.
Oh, you'd be great.
I think it'd be fun. I'm hearing another song somewhere. Somebody's playing something. It's over. There's Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, Josh.
I'm not crazy. I swear somebody was playing something.
I heard it.
Okay, yeah. Filling in for Chick McGee today, Jeff Oskay.
Hello.
See you, Jeffrey. There's Ace Cosby.
Hey.
Willie Griswold here. I'm Josh Arnold. And there's Tom.
Well, thank you very much. How's everybody doing?
Well,
Looking good. Christy's got her stripes on.
Yep.
I love that look.
Thanks.
Hamburglar.
Yeah. Hamburglar today.
Let's get back to this notion of Josh hosting a late-night movie.
oh, dude. Yeah, I'd love to be one of those guys.
Would you do kind of a ghoul thing?
Yeah. I'd want to have I want to be like a character.
You'd have to have a cape. Oh, you'd
Oh,
put
to
in
have a cape.
I mean,
Yes.
how many costume changes are you doing in this night, Josh?
I would maybe I think I would just be the one character, but I would have like puppet friends, like a skeleton, and
Right up your alley, Tommy.
that kind of thing.
Now, are there any active late-night, or is that just a thing
There
that's
are
gone?
still a few, yeah, yep, and they have a Hall of Fame, and in fact, the last I heard, they were building like a brick and mortar late night talk show, like movie introducer,
Scary movie.
Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Really?
That's where the kids want to go.
They're obviously that's not a ton of people funding that, and so it was like 3 years ago that I heard they were really
Daddy,
trying
we
to
don't want to go to Disney. We want to go to the Late Night Movie Host Hall of Fame.
You know, the people that would go to that, or the people who give money to that, are dying, so they better hurry.
Or people like me who want to see that kind of thing continue.
I know, but so many of us screw up with it, but now it's just...
Isn't there like a horror hound convention or something?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and a lot of them are there. You have your Sammy Terry. Who's there's another guy who's real, Sven Gulli. Sven Gulli
yeah.
is...
Yeah, every major city had one. One of the most famous was Ghoulardi.
Sure.
In Greater Cleveland, and Ghoulardi's son is a famous film director.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Paul Thomas Anderson, and Ghoulardi himself became the voice of ABC. He moved to L.A., and he was buddies with Tim Conway and all those guys from Ohio that ended up in Los Angeles, including Johnny Carson's head writer. But do you know what we're talking about?
No clue.
Your Elvira types. Your,
okay.
They would host these midnight movies.
Prior to cable TV, when there were essentially three stations,
four,
maybe four if you counted PBS. These stations would have, there was no late night programming, so they would put together, they'd play old scary movies, and they would usually have them hosted by some kind of either ghoul or...
Yeah. Somewhere, Gilbert Gottfried did it for a while on, was it USA, Ace?
I don't remember that one.
Oh, okay.
We had Dr. Shock in Philly.
Dr.
Shock.
Oh.
Man, that is so funny. That stuff is great.
And we have kind of a Frankenstein story coming up today.
Oh, boy.
You know, at least I was thinking about Frank's.
I just found out the other day, I realized this is regional, but we had a guy named Sammy Terry.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I just found out the other day that it's like cemetery.
Yeah, that one.
That never dawned
Jeff,
on me.
the first time
40
I
years of life.
The first time I heard that one, it took me a little while. I was like, what is Sammy
just
Terry?
now
Take you
heard
40
that.
years?
No.
It took me 40.
This is as bad as Chick McGee not realizing that the black and white parts of The Wizard of Oz, those are the same actors that are in the fantasy about the...
I made fun of you. I got one of these too.
Okay.
There's a university known as Indiana University.
Yes.
Famous basketball
Right.
school, Bobby Knight. I didn't know the IU logo was an I and a U until I was 27 years old.
What did you think it was?
I thought it was like a weird pitchfork or something.
Yeah, the fighting pitchforks.
To be fair, the U is a smaller font than the I. It is kind of an odd look.
Yes.
But yeah, man, whoosh, right over my head.
Well, I feel a little better. Thank you.
I think everybody has something that we didn't get.
I love the fact that Sammy Terry's son stepped in and became Sammy Terry.
Yeah, oh, yeah. They're keeping that alive.
Cool. Yeah.
You know, they're keeping it dead.
Yeah,
Thank you. You're exactly right.
They're keeping it dead.
Yeah. Do you have a voice? Do you have a...
I know. I haven't messed around with it.
Really?
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
Tonight on the Creature Feature.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
I want it kind of more...
Bonesy, what are your thoughts on this particular motion?
Is this a skeleton puppet?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's got Bonesy.
Are you also doing the voices for all the puppets?
Yes, yeah.
In my head?
There are no bones about it. I love it. Thank you, Bonesy.
In my head, the camera cuts away, but if you were watching live, you would just see you doing all of the voices.
In my head, the camera doesn't cut away. You just see me doing the voice. I'm just a total lunatic.
And you're not throwing your voice at all. Yeah. You look like a homeless guy outside 7-Eleven talking to his pals.
And the beauty of those shows was they were so low budget. Usually, like, the weather guy would also be doing props. And and they would get away with, at least the one, Ghoulardi would get away with a lot of stuff. There was a lot of innuendo and adult stuff because the general manager's banging his secretary and not watching TV, so he doesn't care.
That's where I first saw Creature from the Black Lagoon.
There you
It
go.
was on the Sammy Terry show. Yeah.
Is there any? Do any of the cable channels have that kind of cheesy?
There is on over-the-air television. If you don't have cable or satellite, I'll have to look up which one it is. I think it's MeTV, but they have one on Saturday night.
They do. I think that's Sven Gulli.
I don't know if it's reruns or just
right.
But still, it'd be fun to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like
it would be great to do one live where you could have a news desk. And have, the ghoul doing dumb news stories, much like this show. Keep it really contemporary. Well, there's smoke from Canada because they're burning bodies.
Oh, they don't want you to know about that.
Yes, the city of New York.
Don't.
Who's that, Gary?
Bonesy. It's Bonesy. Bonesy's back.
Yes, they had to postpone the Yankees game because of a Viking funeral. I just love that stuff.
Yeah, that would be fun. Joe Bob Briggs is still doing it on I think Shudder, the streaming network, and Elvira will still occasionally do it on.
And I know you love Elvira because I went to that convention with you and you stood in line to get a picture with Elvira.
Yeah, it was awesome.
What'd that cost you?
I think I paid $100 because it was a professional photo. So, yeah, and she was in costume, which she is sort of rare for her these days.
And so is there like security all over the place? And
there was enough, yeah. I mean, if somebody, yeah. But she put her hand on my knee.
Oh, did she?
What are you guys going to do about that?
Let me ask you something.
You relive that moment?
Did she hit the sticky part? Speaking of masturbation, coming up we have a fascinating story about these kind of not the history of masturbation, but some origins. Origin story that some scientists, some researchers have come across. Oh, sorry. That was an unintentional play on words. They've developed a theory about how long masturbations have been around. It's really kind of interesting.
I see.
That's coming up today. Let's see. We started with the song I Wanna Be Bob, by request, by the way. This comes to us from Jay. And Bob was our guest yesterday, and he was talking about some pretty serious business. He's being treated for cancer. He's gone through chemo and radiation. Looked great. He's got a little surgery coming up, but he has a series of podcasts that are out there. If you go to the Bob and Tom website or any of our social media platforms, you can link to them. And it's a real positive, upbeat. There's actually some pretty good comedy in there, talking about what he's going through. And I think we probably all know someone who either has had it or has it and is dealing with it. And everyone's journey is different, as Bob said. But it's really interesting. If you want to give that a listen. It's called the Bob and Cancer Show, and it features his wife, Becky, and our friend, Whit. But anyway, if you're interested in that, by all means, give it a listen. I know that it went up yesterday, and I've had lots and lots of communications with people that were really glad that Bob was, A, doing well, and B, sharing his journey with everybody. Now, you want to give me the teaser in sports, Willie?
Yeah, welcome to the South Beach Sports Desk today. We are only talking Miami-based sports. So,
really? Is that right?
Story about the Colts, get out of here. Story about the Cincinnati Reds, kick rocks.
So hockey's out, no Panthers, no Vegas Knights?
Get the heck out of town.
Oh, boy, that could be a short sportscast.
That's South Florida, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that hockey team?
Did I say it's the South Beach? It's a new thing, and we're all trying to have fun with it, you guys.
Okay, so it's just South Beach. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then that would eliminate the hockey.
Yeah, so yeah.
There's a great restaurant there that we can talk about. Right now, I want to talk about great sound. And I'm going to personalize this announcement here because I am a big fan of the Raycon earbuds. And the Raycon earbuds, they even look different. They kind of fit in your ear perfectly because they have adjustable, what do you call those things, Christy? The rubbery parts?
Oh, ear tips?
Whatever. I don't know the technology here. I just know the names.
Ear tips.
But I lost my charging cord. So I had to use the other ones that came with my phone for a while, and they kept not. You'd try to turn them on, and they wouldn't be there. Then they'd go out, and in and out. It was awful. The Raycons immediately hook up to your phone. They're great, and you can make it so that you don't hear anything from the outside, just whatever you're listening to. Maybe it's the podcast of the Bob and Tom Show. Maybe you're jamming, if you will, to your favorite song in whatever genre that may be. You're forgiven. But I love my Raycon earbuds, and with coffee at $5 or $10 a glass these days, or a cup, maybe it's time to save some cash with the Raycon wireless earbuds. Raycon has a mission to prove you don't have to pay an arm and a leg for great quality sound. You can get a pair and a spare and still pay less than you would for those big-name tech brands out there. By the way, they do offer some special buy now, pay later options at Raycon. You go to buyraycon.com/Tom. That'll knock an extra 15% off your Raycon order. Buyraycon.com/Tom. Score 15% off your Raycon purchase. And believe me, I use them all the time, and I really do like them. They are much, much better. So they're twice as good and half the price. So, by the way, they offer free domestic shipping and a flat fee for international shipping. So if you're listening to our show, good morning, my sister, and listening in England, hello. They've got over 50,000 five-star reviews. Check them out, buyraycon.com/Tom. Coming up, booby traps in the news and boobs in the news.
And monster cereal, keeping with our theme.
I love the monster cereal.
They got a new one.
We got a new one.
What?
They got a new monster cereal.
All right.
Which is why I was thinking about Frankenstein. Be right back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Occasionally, I will sing in my stand-up act if I'm talking about a particular band thing. Like right now, I kind of talk about the fact that Grunge, STP is getting back together. Scott Weiland.
Sure.
So I kind of do a mild dancing impersonation of him to prove that you have to be on heroin to dance like that. And and the fact that he's actually our generation's Keith Richards. If you've noticed, nothing will kill him. He's been kicked out of 2 bands because they thought he was going to die, and then he didn't die. He's still alive. I hear him, and they're like, whatever. Well, let's record another album. Who cares?
I like their music. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we can all agree that that grunge is the one good thing that AIDS gave us. I think you can pretty much argue that. And, nothing explains the biggest left turn in the history of music like AIDS, because it literally was like 1 week we were like, don't want nothing but a good time. AIDS, I seem to recognize pour some sugar on me. AIDS, me. You tell a generation of 13-year-olds that sex equals death, you're going to have them going, I deny you.
Bob Biggerstaff. Are there a lot of Biggerstaff?
Is my last name.
Yeah.
It's a German name. It means probably going home alone tonight.
Do you get the porn jokes with that one?
Always. Oh, yeah. All the time.
Is your middle name looking for a?
You know what? I was doing...
Looking for a? That
Bob
looking for a Biggerstaff.
I wish you had a.
That wouldn't be good.
I wish
I got it.
I wish I had a.
Get this. I'm doing a show a couple weeks ago. Girl comes up to me after the show. She's like,
wow.
Hot chick. Amazing.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Play along.
Yeah. Then what happened?
She's like, Biggerstaff. She goes, that's my last name too. And she shows me her license. Right? She's like, we've got to be related. She's like, we're gonna party tonight.
Oh yeah.
And one of the other comedians is like, hey man, I think you got a shot with her. I'm like,
You're long lost.
I don't know. When the conversation starts with "we've got to be related," probably not going to end with me having sex with her.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm going to try.
Sure. Yeah, because you're a guy.
Sure. Right.
I know how these things end.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Stay positive.
Yeah, first cousin or not.
Yeah,
that's a myth. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now, Roy Wood Jr., you are a junior, obviously.
Yes.
When you went into showbiz in the beginning, you had the option of going with Roy Wood
or going with the Roy Wood Jr.?
I started in '98, and that was like the back end of the Def Jam boom and the comic view boom for black comedy. So every black comic was named after food or their name was a verb. Give it up for tripping.
Tripping?
Tripping. You know he be tripping.
If I trip, then I'm tripping.
Give it up for Slappy. I didn't want to be that.
Wow. I'm not
Slappy Wood Jr.
I often give it up for Slappy.
Come on, Slappy Wood.
And I mean,
Slappy Wood.
Yes. So although
Speaking of porn names.
Hey man, this is Donnie Baker, and this is Bob and Tom 24/7. I swear to God it is. That's like all day and most of the night.
Comedian David Crow is here with us. I think the most intense culture in the world's got to be the Japanese. I read that they won't play Trivial Pursuit in Japan.
They won't?
No. I think these guys are afraid of their wives.
In Japan?
Well, probably.
Yeah, I know the Japanese ladies are very meek and polite in public, but you know that pent-up frustration's got to come out somewhere. And I think it's at home. They get home just, I can't believe you don't know who plays Alice on the Brady Bunch. Everybody know Ann B. Davis play Alice. Mr. Yoshikaro knew, Mr. Arakawa know. You don't know. Aunt Jemima, she the swamp lady. She don't clean for Mike and Carol. I shall bind your feet for 2 days. I mean, how do you think sushi got invented? Screw you, cook for yourself.
My most recent marriage was a disaster. It made the wreck of the Edmunds Fitzgerald look like a fender bender.
Wow. Sorry to hear that. Hello.
And you remember Lord's famous line about gun control more
yes. The relationship taught me a lot. It taught me they won't sell you a handgun if you're crying.
Joining us in the studio, comedian Ed Yeager.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Ed.
How are you?
Good.
Good to see you again.
I'm glad football season's almost here. I love football.
I do, too.
I was I was in a hotel room, and I was watching a football game, and I opened the drawer, I pull out the Bible, I turned to John 3:16. Mm-hmm. And it actually says, "Sitteth thee in the end zone with a large sign."
Essential Morning Radio. All day and all night. This is Bob and...
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. There's Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hi, Josh.
Look forward to hearing from you later on, Pally. There's Jeff Oskay.
What's up, sir?
He's sitting in for Chick McGee today, who's, I bet right now, boarding a plane. He's on his way to visit his daughter. Isn't that sweet?
Aww.
Yeah. There's Ace Cosby.
He's in the bar.
Well.
Thanks, David. Very helpful.
Willie Griswold.
I said double Woodford Rocks now.
Oh, good choice, though.
He's real
Good
silly.
choice.
I'm Josh Arnold, the sidekick chair. There's Tom.
It's 5 o'clock in Siberia. That's okay. We're ready to go. Yeah, Chick is going to visit his daughter.
He's going to have a great time.
Now, we have a lot to get to today, including a bunch of stuff in sports. We have a lot of mail. For some reason that I can't figure out, we got talking about those old-fashioned late-night horror movie hosts.
Sure.
And Josh is a big horror movie buff.
Yeah.
And you said you'd like to maybe become one of those guys.
Yeah. Oh, I watched a horror movie yesterday. Yeah.
What'd you watch?
Subspecies 4.
Oh, God.
Bloodstorm. Yeah.
That sounds delightful.
Subtitle. What's it about, may I ask?
Vampires in Bucharest and Transylvania.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do they speak English?
They do, but sometimes they slip into Bucharestian or whatever.
Oh, that's the language there?
Transylvanian?
Romanian. Is
Romanian.
We're all acting like you're dumb. None of us know.
I love those Adam Sandler movies.
Hotel Transylvania?
Those I think are brilliant. I get
they're funny.
Such a kick out of those.
I have not seen those.
Do they
Those
do
are
like a Take Me to the Hotel Transylvania bit ever? Does that happen?
they're animated, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think they're hilarious.
It's all bits. It's just silliness. Yeah. You'd like them, Willie.
I'll check it out, man.
And it's and the Dracula character is sort of this screwed up dad. It's such a great premise and so well done. Got this letter. Hey, Tom writes, King S. There was a late night show in Traverse City, Michigan. The guy was called Count Zapula.
Oh,
that's a good one. What are some of the other ones you were mentioning?
Sven Gulli, Goulardi was famous. Sammy Terry,
Elvira,
and then of course Elvira, Joe Bob Briggs, those guys.
But you would do kind of a ghoul.
Yeah, in fact, I think I will. And what I'll do is just like on my YouTube, I'll just introduce a movie, and what you do is you'll watch that, and then you have to just go watch the movie.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because I don't have the outlet to just show it.
Is there a way that you can? I think there should be a way you can categorize films like scary as opposed to gory.
Oh, yeah.
I like scary movies, but I don't like gory movies.
Well, look, I'm an encyclopedia, baby. You ask me what's scary, what's gory.
So you got to think of a name, though.
Yeah.
Josh, you could do it on Twitch.
And what kind of... You can?
You could do it on Twitch, and then during Twitch, you could have it picture-in-picture, you in the corner, and you're, eating your little snacks, you're getting scared by the jump scares. People could be watching the movie with you.
You can play the movie?
Yeah.
Wow, yes.
I have a question.
Yes, Tom.
So we have to name this guy, this late night host. Could I make a suggestion?
Well, we can't
not only
stop
can you, I would have no choice.
How about Count Jacula?
I'd like...
No.
Maybe the kids wouldn't be able to watch Count Jacula. Sorry.
Away from here, I'd like to shed some of the roles you've put me in.
You just go home, and you get your little notebook out, and you're so excited to write.
It's Count Jacula from Pennsylvania.
Oh, I'm sorry, Josh.
Hey, come on, I got them both in one show.
That's not bad, said God.
It's not bad.
He likes it.
Pat Godwin's got his guitar. We'll get a song out of Mr. Godwin coming up. Now, Willie, I should explain, quite a while ago, put $40 down on the Miami Heat.
On April 18th, it was the day that Giannis was having some injury issues.
And explain the bet.
I bet $45 down. If they win the finals, I get $4,000. I could cash it out last night for $900. I imagine after they lost last night, it's probably closer to $400 now. But yeah, I'm gonna ride it out. I'm not gonna cash out. It's a lot of fun. I'm not thinking it as me losing $900 or losing $4,000. I'm just losing $40. Worst case scenario.
Right. And there was a game, and as you mentioned.
Yeah, you want to do this?
Yeah.
Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray have become the first teammates in NBA Finals history to both record triple-doubles. And Denver's two stars made sure the Nuggets reclaimed the lead in the series by beating the Miami Heat 109-94 in Game 3 on Wednesday night. Murray had 34 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, getting the rebound he needed with 9 seconds remaining. Jokic finished with 32 points, 21 rebounds, and 10 assists. My goodness. Game 4 is in Miami. Jimmy Butler scored 28 points for Miami.
Jimmy Butler's a golfer.
Jimmy Butler.
He's now...
And Bam
under the control of the Saudis.
Man, that is right up my alley. That is so far up my alley.
And I understand that in the late night horror genre, live golf is now die golf.
Oh.
Sorry.
Bam Adebayo finished with 22 points, 17 rebounds for the Heat. I think they're going to go game for game till Game 7. That's what I want to happen. It's been such a fun series to watch, man.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens with the bet. Now, Christy Lee is at the news desk. Do you want to give me a little taste of what's coming up?
You talked about the origin of masturbation earlier. We also have what ancient Rome might smell like. Do you want to dive into news?
I bet.
This is the headline's misleading. It's not. I mean, obviously, ancient Rome probably, I would imagine, smelled like sewage.
Yes.
Well, what the ladies would have smelled like in ancient Rome. A perfume has been found.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Perfume and sewage.
And then they really found a sealed bottle.
Yeah, 2,000-year-old bottle of perfume. The small quartz vial was discovered in a mausoleum in what is now Carmona, Spain. The perfume was kept sealed with a form of carbon and tightly covered with bitium. I don't know what that is, keeping the contents preserved for 2 millennia. Researchers analyzed the solid perfume and determined it was made with the essential oil, Tom's favorite. Anyone?
Patchouli?
Patchouli. Very good.
Hey, man. You got some tunes? Got some reefer, man? I got my patchouli.
I got my patchouli. Therefore, there must be reefer.
Reefer's around the corner.
Tom thinks if you wear patchouli, you're what? A dirty hippie?
No,
Is that what you
I just
called them?
hate that smell. I was at a sushi joint, and I had to move tables because there was a lady had bathed in patchouli.
It stays with you.
It's earth. It's real earth.
Yes.
Yeah.
But something. This would explain the famous cave carvings of tie-dyed togas.
They wrote that the discovery is possibly the first time a perfume from Roman times has been identified. If you'd like to find out more, you can check out a journal called Heritage. I'm sure they have a lot more in-depth in.
No, thanks.
All right,
If it's in Spain, how do they know it's from Rome, though? Because there's like 2,000 years in the middle. It's like under, Tunisian control at other points. Like, how do they know who that is?
Yeah, I think it was the rest of the dig, archaeological dig, had a bunch of Roman stuff in it.
Got it.
But did you see the bottle? It says.
I did not.
It says Chanel #1.
Wow, yeah, one of the earlier,
obviously.
AD.
Very, very early. Is patchouli still a thing? Is that like?
Yeah.
Like fish.
Yeah, but
is it fish fans? And
No,
it's a girl in
yoga
our
moms.
apartment.
It's the
Yoga
other way.
moms don't wear patchouli.
That's what I think of.
No, you're thinking of amber. That's a different thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like hippies don't wear deodorant, really. Or they don't wear, like, perfumed deodorant. Maybe just classic Old Spice or something.
My yoga mom friends all wear amber. And it's
Amber
very
is the color of
noticeable.
her energy. Patchouli, the last time I
Josh, that
smelled
was a
it,
bad joke. I give it a 3 out of 11.
the last time I smelled it, it was a girl who had like dreadlocks and like homemade hemp bracelets and stuff. I think she was like selling them. So I don't know, but it's not. I don't know, man. Part of me feels like I've grown to like it.
Now I just smelled
Do you
amber.
like like dirty leg hippie chicks?
I don't hate them.
No, I'm not suggesting there's anything evil about them. Have you ever?
I like their spirit a lot. Yeah, I do.
You like the sentiment of a hippie chick.
Yeah. Yes, enjoy yourself. Be you. My gosh.
Optimistic.
Yes.
I think patchouli was really big in the 70s. I think that's why it's in your brain so much. Because I
just dislike it profoundly.
Yeah. It can be pretty rough.
Is there a perfume you like? Is there a scent that...
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's as the Supreme Court.
I'm with
said,
you.
As the Supreme Court wrote about pornography, I don't know what it is, but I know it when I smell it.
Okay.
That's somewhat of a variation
right.
on what the justice wrote. But yeah, there's some stuff I like.
Okay.
I think you and my sister both wear one that I like. Do you remember what's that called?
I don't know.
It's not available anymore. You were telling me.
Oh, Stella.
Your sister's perfume really gets you going, doesn't it?
Kind of winds you up with a
Tommy Floyd over there?
Of course, yes.
Jenny has good taste.
Yes, it's called incest erection.
They just get right to it.
Number 5.
You're great at naming stuff this morning.
Yes, Count Jacula.
Yeah, Jenny's probably friends with Stella McCartney. Can she get that back?
I'll ask her. I'll ask her. Jan wrote me a nice note yesterday wishing Bob the best.
Oh, good.
As did one of my brothers has already listened to the podcast. So once again, Bob stopped by yesterday, and he is dealing with a cancer diagnosis. He's already had a bunch of chemotherapy and radiation. He's doing fine, looks great, feels great, and he
so funny.
He did a. What do you call it? He did a series of podcasts that are posted, and they're. I think he's got 2 more he's going to work on, but they're all up there, and it's just about his journey. And as Bob said, every cancer journey is different. So, but this is what happened to him, and if you're dealing with that or know someone who is, it might be somewhat helpful. And I've had a bunch of people email me and text me about how much they enjoyed it, and there's some very funny moments. I don't want to give away the whole story. One involves. What's the word I'm looking for? Hopped up? No, that might not be it. Bob had to take some steroids during this thing, and so he got he was cleaning and he was out in the yard, and he inadvertently shot off a can of bear spray into his face.
Yeah.
Did his swing get any better?
His what?
His swing. Did he take any at-bats or anything? Took some steroids.
Yeah, Bob's a very good baseball player. Did you know that?
Yeah, that's why I asked if his swing got better, because he took steroids.
Yeah, he was...
It's supposed to be a silly comment. Everyone looking at him crazy.
Yes. I believe he was swinging, if I'm not mistaken, a leaf blower at the time. But anyway, it's out there. We have a link if you go to bobandtom.com or any of the Bob and Tom social media platforms. You can find it, and it's talking about his particular journey that he is on right now with respect to that, and it's called the Bob and Cancer Show.
Have you ever been pepper sprayed? Like, not on purpose, like accidentally? Like, no. That stuff, I haven't done the bear spray, but me and my friend were playing with a thing of mace and got each other.
Playing with one?
Yeah, well, just seeing like how much you had to push down to actually activate it. Not very far. That's the answer. And we were in a Denny's, and it kind of like bounced off the table and shot me right in the eye. Yeah, ruined my moons over my hammy.
Moons over my hammy.
Yeah, they had to clear out the Denny's. So
no kidding.
Yeah, it's potent.
You know, Bob said they had the bear spray because they'd been visiting some national
Glacier National Park.
Well, the bear spray comes in like, it looks like a
fire extinguisher.
Yeah, a fire extinguisher. I can't imagine.
Yeah. And as our friend Greg Warren said, you do not spray it on yourself like off.
No.
You spray it at the bear.
Yeah. Very important to know that.
Yes.
And Greg Warren, by the way,
he's everywhere right now.
Yeah.
His new special.
It's blowing up.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, and it got the endorsement of the New York Times. Ran a nice piece about 5 contemporary comedians and things to watch, so we highly recommend.
As if he wasn't too big for his britches already.
Yeah, he did like 5 podcasts in one day.
Yeah. Speaking of great comedians, Frank Caliendo will be our guest coming up next hour, as well as comedian Al Jackson from the Daily Blast Live. Al will be joining us.
2 very talented
They used to do a podcast together.
Oh, yeah, they did.
That's right. It was short-lived, but they sure did.
It was called Al Franken, and people really liked it. They got a kick out of it.
And then
they got a little confused, but...
And then something happened, and all of a sudden he wasn't a senator anymore.
Yeah.
Very confusing.
A story we did yesterday that some of you may have missed, because when Bob was here, we did it because it kind of speaks in Bob's language. A pub in Australia has apologized for promoting an event that offered free drinks based on bra size. According to 7 News, the Woolshed in Adelaide intended to host a promotional event offering customers 1 free drink for an A cup bra size, 2 free drinks for B cup, 3 free drinks for a C cup. You see where this is going.
And if you don't wear a bra, you get free drinks all night.
Oh, yeah, good for me and my friend. Yeah.
Well, you're not too far off. The post read, wearing a bra so uncomfortable, hang it up in the shed, let loose. This means you as well, boys. The bigger, the better. The ad was met with heavy criticism, as you can imagine, prompting management.
No funds.
Prompting management to cancel the event and take down the promo.
I wanted to do that here. I had a really good idea for it.
You did?
Yeah, we'd call it Show Us Your Schlitz.
And you got a can of
I talked to some of the upper level people here. Well, they said, no.
Not everybody understood it. Some women were taking their underwear.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have to wear a skirt.
That's something that we would have done in the 80s.
Sure.
These days, the inappropriateness of it is sort of seeped into our brains. Yikes. In today's world, we wouldn't do that, although you could get a job at Hooters, I suppose, if you have the right size hair. Ironically, the ladies with double D cups end up in AA.
Oh.
With this promotion. Okay.
Real tragic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Coming up, we got
those 12 steps are bouncy, baby.
Real bouncy.
Coming up, we have something that's right up Christie's alley.
What does that mean?
It involves alpacas.
Oh, I saw this.
And you're a big alpaca fan.
Love alpacas.
And there was, a llama farm near your house?
She had llamas, yes, but I prefer the alpacas.
And they're like miniature llamas?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, but they're in the news once again.
Yeah, llamas weren't as friendly, but her baby llama was. She kept it in the house for a while, but
Really?
Oh, yeah, Luna. Beautiful animal.
Well, you can keep a baby llama in your house?
If you're a hillbilly, you can. You can keep anything in your house, Billy.
I'll be a hillbilly if I can have a little llama as my tie rack. Oh, my gosh, how fun.
She was not a hillbilly.
She was about as far from a hillbilly as
Yeah,
you
I was
could
going to
get.
say, yeah.
But
what, is she dead?
Yeah. May she rest in peace.
Well, that's what happens when you live with filthy animals.
Right now, we'll change the topic. The Bob and Tom Show is brought to you by BetterHelp. It's easy to get caught up in what everyone else is doing these days. It's so confusing out there. There's 1,000 TV channels. We went through the whole COVID thing, and you want to keep yourself in balance. And that's where therapy can come in. And BetterHelp is an interesting new idea, although it's already hooked up about 1 million people. What it's all about is getting balance in your life through therapy. And BetterHelp will connect you to a licensed therapist. And what's interesting about this is it's all done online, which makes it a lot more convenient, makes it very flexible, and it's suited, of course, to your own schedule. The way it works is you fill out a brief questionnaire. You'll get matched with a licensed therapist. And by the way, you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. And you can do it as if you were on the phone or with the camera on. You can do it just texting back and forth. Whatever works for you, that's what it's all about. And so if you're interested in getting some more balance in your life, check out BetterHelp.com/BT show. That'll knock 10% off your first month. Once again, BetterHelp, H-E-L-P, BetterHelp.com/BT show to get some balance in your life so you can help other people balance theirs. Coming up, we have a lot of interesting things in the news today, including some great guests, Frank Caliendo and Al Jackson. We have an update on the lady in the treadmill.
Yeah.
It's a video that's, have you seen the actual video of this?
No.
Lady gets on a treadmill and suddenly her pants are off.
Well, yeah. Off. Yeah. And I mean, she's naked.
It's kind of scary, really. We'll talk about that. And if you ever wondered what pigeons are dreaming about, scientists think that they know. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Text us at 888-262-8661. More Bob and Tom next. State law.
Hey man, it's Donnie Baker. Guess what? I saved up some money and bought this new badass spy camera. I swear to God I did. Check this thing out. Oh, this is the green room they talk about. Hey look, it's Early Man with a coke habit. This is badass. Oh, I swear to God. A real microwave? Who else is craving pizza rolls? Oh my God, and here's a snack table. Snickers peanut butter. That's got all 4 food groups. Plus it's squared. Eureka! Mountain Dew from both the northern and southern states. Oh, this has real sugar. Oh, that's going to help my metabolism. I'm loading these down. That's the great thing about Zubaz. It's like a kangaroo. I got a pouch on both sides.
Donnie.
There's a
I've seen you forever. How have you been?
I'm good. Just
Donnie,
getting
what are you doing?
Free samples.
Donnie, we've talked about this. I thought I told you that it's one for you. We have so many people.
Well, I've been caller 9 16 times.
Donnie,
what are you going to
talked about this?
So I've had a pretty good adventure with this spy camera. Need to pinch the bridge for a second. I would highly recommend this spy camera. There's so much you can do, and you'll never be caught. I swear to God, I'm Donnie Baker, and I approve this message. Who are you? Stop spying on me!
We already called the cops. You might want to get moving. You might be able to get out of here before they get here.
And this is a DNA sample. I gotta go.
I'm not a stripper person. I don't go to strip clubs. No, I don't. I just.
I know they come to you, right?
Well, kinda. So how I'm dating a stripper, I don't understand how that happened. And what happened was I met her outside of the situation. She's getting a little older to be that, and she said she was a writer. I met her at a social event. She goes, "I'm a writer," and I'm like, "Well, that's interesting. What do you write about?" She goes, "Well, I write about sex work, being a dominatrix, and stripping." And I'm like, "Why do you write about that?" She goes, "Well, that's what I do."
Oh.
So somehow or another, I just held on to writer. And
fascinating writer.
Yeah, fascinating writer.
In case your mother's still alive and you have to tell her.
So, yeah, right.
Writer, yeah.
So now I'm dating a woman who, who does dominatrix work. She spanks men and says, that whole thing. And I'm not into that. That's not my bag.
Right.
I just like.
It's not my scene, baby.
It's not my scene.
No.
But I know that if I'm dating her, how am I not going to end up tied to a bed eventually? How am I
don't
gonna
know that.
Right, because I'm like, well, this is what you do. Let's give it a try.
I picture you tied to a ceiling fan and her saying goodbye.
Well, hold on, I'm writing that down. No, but here's what I could see. I go tied to ceiling fan.
Give her a good idea.
Yeah. Well, here's what I know. What'll happen is I'll end up tied to the bed. I'll be like, oh, no, I don't think I'm good with this. And she's gonna be holding a ball gag, saying the safe word is marry me.
Marry me. Mark Merritt is our guest.
I watch a lot of news. By the way, my favorite news channel is CNN Headline News.
Is it?
Because there's no segue between stories. They go from polar opposite A to B with nothing in between.
Yeah.
And that's what the future looks like with a nuclear North Korea. Coming up next, a boy in Pittsburgh collects nickels. It's like the news for people with ADD. We're all gonna die. Hey, a horsey.
Squirrel.
But these are some news stories that I noticed over the past several weeks. Could I share some?
Sure.
A woman in England pled guilty to disturbing the peace with her noisy lovemaking.
Yeah.
Well, she said guilty, but you could totally tell she was faking it.
Sure.
A company in Ireland created the world's first ever green technology vibrator that's powered by winding it up. Which means basically it's a Jack in the Box.
Technically, it is.
Sesame Street turned 40 years old last year, which you could tell because Big Bird got an earring and a Corvette.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, fellas. This is Floyd Tucker, the over-the-road trucker. This is Bob and Tom's program, 24/7.
Vegetarians always want to force feed you their food, of course. I mean, the garden burger. The garden burger, it tastes just like a hamburger.
No, it doesn't.
A garden burger is to hamburger what a post-op transvestite is to a woman. It looks something like it, but one whiff will tell you that's not tuna fish, it's cat food, and it's not fit for human consumption.
Hey, wait a minute. The minivan hearse thing, have you seen this?
Was that for dead soccer moms?
I don't know. The funeral homes that have the
Wait a minute.
minivans that they...
That's very funny.
Have you seen
that's
it?
good.
The minivans
go
that they've put those, the fancy scroll work thing they put on the sides.
God.
Yes, I'm not making this up. And they're like the big town and country vans.
Well, I didn't want to die before, but now I really don't want to.
It's really disturbing.
I just had this discussion yesterday with one of my
You're
sons.
going to be dead, honey. You won't know.
I know, but the whole minivan thing,
The bumper stickers on that'll be horrible. You know, my orphan child is an honor student.
Beautifully done.
Scott Dunn, ladies and
We have a
gentlemen.
winner.
I actually I have a sexual fantasy associated with the earthquake.
Go.
Oh, that woke chick up. In my fantasy, I am making love to this woman.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, she feels the earth move beneath her.
Ah, yes.
And then she rolls over on top of me and shields me from debris. Safety first, everybody. Safety first.
Hey, it's Roy Wood Jr. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Beer thing coming up.
Hey, it's the Bob and Tom Show. There's Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello, Josh.
Making me laugh in the green room, young lady. There's Pat Godwin. Hey, Josh. Jeff Oskay in for Chick McGee today.
Yes, sir.
There's Ace Cosby.
Howdy.
Willie Griswold over there.
What's up, man?
Oh, I'm glad you asked.
It was a rhetorical what's up.
I'm Josh Arnott. That's the sidekick chair. And there's Tom.
Oh, we went on, Josh. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Life is good.
Okay, good. You're able to take the punches. I'm glad.
Well, sure. Yeah. I mean, it's all...
Have you been working on your Count Jacula outfit?
Who should he be? Should he be if I'm going to be a late night horror movie host?
Well, he's got to be from, Eastern Europe. And
so you think he should be along the lines of a vampire, or should he be a mad scientist? What would be best for me?
I would think your mad scientist would be one of the puppets, don't you think?
Potentially. I think you could make an appearance every now and again as a mad scientist.
Oh, I'd love that.
Oh, yeah, you would definitely be a mad scientist.
What little hair I have, that ring, I could bozo it out.
Yeah, and we'll get you a lab coat and just, I've discovered it.
Well, you definitely are a vampire to me.
Oh, okay.
I think.
All right.
I see you in a cape.
Yeah,
Something
of course.
velvety.
And you have a cane, like a nice walking stick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like a
I
big
hope you have a cape, but you're still wearing shorts like Orson Welles.
Yes.
We're talking about perhaps Josh becoming one of those old-fashioned late-night horror movie hosts, because Josh is a big fan of the old-fashioned horror movies. And I think it's just a great idea.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
We'll
look
work
into
on
this
that.
Twitch thing, yeah.
A couple of other real quick things. First off, some shows coming up. I want to remind you that Willie is going to be doing a show at the Caravan in Louisville with Greg Hahn. Thursday, June 15th through Saturday the 17th. And then he's going to be at the famous Clues Hall with Jeff Foxworthy Saturday, June 24th. Mm-hmm. And then, this is a huge event. Greg Hahn is recording a live album at the famous Go Bananas in Greater Cincinnati, Thursday, June 29th through July 2nd with Willie G. That'll be another great show. Now, while I'm at it, Mr. Jeff Oskay is going to be working with Reno Collier Saturday, June 17th in Somerset, Kentucky at the Virginia Theater.
That's right.
That'll be fun.
Tickets are going quick. Get them now.
Good. And then yesterday at this time, we were talking about the song "The Girl from Ipanema." Mm-hmm. Because
she passed away.
When was that a hit? Mid-'60s?
64, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those things you'll hear. You'll probably recognize it.
1964.
Had you ever heard it, Willie?
Yeah, so I played this in jazz band in high school.
Oh, no kidding.
No one sang it, so I never knew there were words to it. And then later on, I heard this song, and I was like, oh, this is the song from jazz band. And I was like, no, everybody knows this
What'd
song.
you play?
I played bass typically, but someone else played bass in that, so I got to play the claves.
Oh, yeah.
The Spanish word for keys, and it's two kind of wood blocks, and you hold one on your hand like this, and you just kind of tap right on the...
Yeah.
That seems like
Which is important.
No. No, that seems like the instrument they give the kid that they aren't too sure about. Like, you take the clavinet.
No, see, that's wrong, because I mean the whole key to this tune and all this, it's all about rhythm, and there's a real subtle groove to all this stuff.
I like this song.
This is the one. This
is it.
Oh, okay.
You have to have the clavis in this. There he goes. Here, Willie's got something there. He's oh, that's it. Listen to that. Oh, yeah. That's very good. What is that, Willie?
This is a Dharma Initiative shot glass.
From Lost?
Yeah, Brent Terhune got me this. My pal Brent Terhune. Thank you, Brent.
Oh.
Check out his new special on Amazon Prime.
Wow.
See, and I just see ballroom dancing to this, because I can... In my head, I can see the samba, I can see the rumba.
But I mean, that is
such a great song.
That rhythm is so amazing.
Sure,
it's the whole thing is so subtle. That song, her singing is sort of whispery, and it's like the opposite of what Ethel Merman.
Oh yeah,
that in your face screaming.
Yeah,
Broadway stuff. It's its own thing, and it's great. But sadly, the lady that. Saying that is no longer.
Astrid
I'm picturing like a pretty lady watering her plants.
Yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, anything.
Like,
sure.
You know, sashaying through her apartment as she in a nice dress.
The reason I brought it up again is we got this nice letter from Dan. He writes, don't forget the Muzak version of The Girl from Ipanema is playing as the Blues Brothers are on the elevator at the Cook County Tax Assessor's office.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that. That's so funny.
Man, that is a funny movie between all those unnecessary cameos. What a good movie.
I did a bunch of tributes yesterday, but I didn't do Tom's.
Oh. Explain the background on this.
I did a bunch of tributes yesterday for the girl that passed away, the girl from Ipanema.
Astrid.
This is Tom's. Tall and white, his knees are hurting him. I see Tom doing Pilates at our gym. And when he walks, each time he walks, he goes, ow, ow. Son of a bitch. Oh, these news stories are brutal today.
That Pilates lady kicked my ass yesterday.
Oh, did she?
Oh, my gosh, yeah. It looks so easy.
No, I do it 3 times a week. It's not easy. You know what the thing is? I've been doing this for 20 years. It never gets easier. It's like, how am I not getting better?
I think we should write a letter to God. Will, you were saying?
I like to think this Pilates instructor isn't a real Pilates instructor. It's just someone that you've wronged in the past, and they've Mrs. Doubtfired themselves into this fitness persona, and they can just kick your ass twice a week.
Yeah, I was talking to a woman I know that's a fitness guru type, and she was. I said, "You realize you could say anything to your clients." You could make up something completely ridiculous, and they're going to do it.
Of course, they'd believe you.
We want you to take that weight. We're going to tape it to your foot, and you're going to swing it around. Okay. It's like when you're a little kid and you think adults know everything. You know what I mean? And if you're if you walk up to a little kid, anything you tell them, oh, it's from an adult. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with exercise instructors. So they could really pull a fast one on you. And maybe you're right.
When I was a kid, my dad would just blatantly lie to us. Like, I asked him, my dad owned a Datsun B210, which is not a fast car. But I go, oh, how fast does this car go? He goes, 300 miles an hour. And I went into my 4th grade class and told everyone that my dad drove a car that went 300 miles an hour, and they all told me I was a moron. And then I went home, and I was like, hey, they said you were lying. He goes, yeah, you dummy. Like, no car goes that fast. I'm like, I'm in 4th grade. I don't know what maximum car speeds are, you jerk.
Hey, don't go knocking Datsuns.
No, I love the car.
Those 240Zs are really valuable now.
But it didn't go 300.
No.
Yeah.
It did have the back flip-out windows, the ones you couldn't roll down.
Yeah.
You could just flip out so you could get a little bit of air to your tiny little face as you were jammed in the back.
Was your dad smoking in the front seat?
Yeah. Yeah, and it comes straight back in that little tiny
Exactly,
window.
yeah. Thanks.
So he flicks the ashes and they come flying into your eyes and back.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Thanks, Dad. We're going to catch up with some sporting news coming up. We have some fascinating stuff in the world of news, including Alpaca news for Christy Lee, pig's blood in the news, Indiana Jones booby traps in the news, and monster cereal.
Yeah.
There's a new one coming out. Great guests, including Frank Caliendo in about 20 minutes, and Al Jackson. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Even though we're not too much to look at, you can also watch the show on our YouTube channel.
Let's just move on. How are you?
I'm not good. I'm not going to lie to you.
What's the problem?
They're renaming my street. They're renaming my street.
Oh, you see, that's one of my hot buttons.
Let me tell you something. I live on 39th Street. That seems pretty easy, 39th Street.
39.
They're going to rename it Cesar Chavez Street. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know who Cesar Chavez is, but I hate him. Whoever he is, I hate him.
Great man as far as
he was a great
farm workers together. And
well, because I had to study about this. But here's the thing: we say we're going to rename the street because that shows that you love the man or whatever. The thing is, naming a street after something doesn't mean you love it. I don't love the number 39. I just look at it as the least aggressive sexual position.
It is one
Here's
of
the
these.
thing about 39 is that it comes after 38 and before 40.
Yeah.
Therefore, making the streets makes some sort of sense.
Sure.
If you're trying to get somewhere, if you're on 5th, you know how far 25th is.
Sure.
But if we're just going to start naming them after random civil rights leaders, is there going to be an order to these civil rights leaders? Is there going to be, like, we're going to name them in order of their effectiveness as a civil rights leader?
No. All I know is that Rosa Parks is going to be up front.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I was thinking there's going to be all these conversations with the guys. It's like, I told you, man, I live on Jesus Boulevard. Where are you? You're only to Al Sharpton? You're all the way across town. Okay.
You have no idea. Do you know what's about to happen to you?
No what?
No one's going to be able to find your house. Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
Because of GPS systems.
Yeah.
The reason I know all about this is they renamed a street right near my house, and now no one can find it anymore.
You don't want people to find you.
No, you just have to explain longer. I live on Cesar Chavez, which used to be 39th Street. So when you're coming here, follow all the instructions. So go down 39th Street. Thanks for the pain in the ass.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because somebody better tell my Garmin what a great man Cesar Chavez, because apparently my Garmin eats grapes.
See, exactly.
Wow.
Right now you think this is cute and funny. Just wait.
Just wait.
My first date in 6 weeks, and she ended up in Spokane.
But they do all these different things with streets. I mean, it's like, okay, so you have the numbers, and the numbers make sense. And then also what we do where I live in Portland, Oregon, is that the streets going the other way are alphabetized.
So ABC.
Exactly, which is fine until you're on Kelso and you're looking for Pine and you're trying to figure out how far it is. Like K. A, B, C, D, E, F, G,
N-O-P.
I'm the start over guy. I know the alphabet. I just only know it from one
Tom is also.
space.
Augie, we have so much in common. You know what's actually helping me with that?
What?
Texting.
What do you mean?
Because by texting,
you have to find out where the letters are in your numbers.
It groups those letters together. I'm still pretty slow.
But click, C.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but
it's just
I'm always doing the same.
I don't have to do that with numbers. I mean, if I'm trying to figure out 39 to 40, I don't start out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I automatically know. And so why do they make us solve these puzzles with our streets? What's going to be next? It's easy. The streets are named after the periodic table of elements in order of their combustibility. What's wrong with you? You're only up to boron? You're not going to be here for a long time.
You idiot.
Hope
you got enough gas.
Brilliant.
Augie Smith is our guest.
VIP, you'll get the podcast of the entire show, a 12-month library of podcasts, hundreds of Bob and Tom comedy tapes, and a 60-day video archive of the show. Bob and Tom VIP. You have to get it. It's state law.
Bob and Tom 24/7. Not on air, online, all the time.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
I used to have a corporate job, but I figured why should I have a job that pays $200 a day when I could be a comedian and make that in a week? Come on. All right. There we go. I like going to job interviews. They're the worst interviews. Greg, before we get started, would you like something to drink? No, thanks. Had a few beers before I came in. Do you have any experience? I don't even have an appointment. They always ask you questions where they try to make you sabotage yourself. Have you noticed that? They're like, so tell us, where do you think you could use improvement? As if you're going to say, well, I am seething with hostility. I've got a debilitating character flaw. I cannot stop throwing staple guns. Does this look like ringworm to you? Tell us about yourself. Well, I've got pink eye and my foot's asleep. Got matching silverware for the plate in my head. I think I can fly. I collect ointment. What can you bring to our company? Head lice. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Next to you in the dumpster behind the airport. Where do I start? How do you like my weight belt?
Thanks for listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
And Jesus said, take this bread and eat it. It is my body. And the disciples said, Jesus, we're all on low-carb diet. We appreciate you dying for our sins, but we're all trying to slim down a little bit. We want to look good in the painting.
Bob and Tom.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
They put the F in professional.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. There's Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hey.
Pat Godwin in the music room.
Hello, Josh.
Jeff Oskay in for Chick McGee this morning.
That's right.
East Cosby over there.
Hey.
Willie Griswold over there.
Hey, man.
I'm Josh Arnold. And there's Tommy. What are you working on, pal?
I was just going over some names of late-night horror movie hosts.
A lot of people sending in their favorites that they got to watch when they
There was Count Zapula.
Right.
In northern Michigan. Ghoulardi in Cleveland. There was also the famous Sammy Terry, which Mr. Oskay, you...
Apparently means cemetery. Who would have guessed?
So for years you saw Sammy Terry and didn't put that together?
Up until
I didn't either.
Last year. Like 48 years of my life I went through not
getting the play on words?
Yeah. No, I'm big dummy.
And we've Josh is a big fan, and I'd like Josh to maybe do a special video of Josh as a late night host. And I came up with the name Count Jacula from Pennsylvania, which Josh isn't going to be using.
No, not fun for me.
Have you given it any thought about who you'd be?
No, but I will for sure. I'm just being told in Tampa there was Dr. Paul Bearer.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And in south of Pittsburgh, Chili Billy Cardilli, which I don't know what's happening there.
I'm tuning in, though.
And apparently, Channel 43 Cleveland on Friday nights, Count Alucard. Any ideas what Count Alucard is?
Is it something backwards?
It is. It's Dracula.
Oh, sorry.
They thought they were doing something special when they made that one.
It's one I stumbled across a few months ago. It's Macabre Theater. With your host, Ivana Cadaver, and her sidekick is Butch Patrick.
Oh, no kidding. The Butch Patrick?
Yes.
The real Butch Patrick who portrayed, he was in the Monsters, right?
Monsters.
He's got to be 70.
It was no longer production, but...
Oh, okay.
What was it called again?
Macabre Theater.
Macabre
Theater with, who's the...
Ivana Cadaver.
Awana Cadaver?
Havana.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
And apparently Sir Graves Ghastly was on in Detroit.
That's not bad.
No.
Yeah.
Well, Sir Graves Ghastly.
You got to think of. Does it have to be funereal?
No.
No, not necessarily, but it could be.
Referential to the Dracula legend?
It doesn't have to be that either. It can be whatever we want it to be. So, yeah, we'll figure this out.
I know a guy whose real name is Frank Steen.
What?
No,
that
you
is
don't.
tough.
Is his middle initial N by any
Sure, he
chance?
pronounces it Stein.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
No, seriously, he's the doorman at the Jazz Kitchen.
Frank Stein.
That's Frank's last name. I know Frank, but I didn't know his last name.
And he'd be Count Blackula.
Is there smoking in here?
Come on, man. That was so unnecessary.
No, that's a real character.
There was a Blackula, yeah.
Yeah, that was a movie.
I think Blackula Rises Again. One of the two.
I think there were two.
Yeah.
That would,
I could say so.
There's a Franken Hooker. Did you ever see that movie?
Franken Hooker?
Is that a porno?
No. It's an 80s horror film. Huh. It's actually not terrible.
Well, we'll try to get a horror thing for Josh going there. Now, also, Mr. Oskay was just mentioning that when he was a kid, his dad, I was just sort of saying when you're a little kid, you believe adults know everything.
Right.
Then when you're an adult, you realize that we know nothing. But your dad told you what again?
We were driving to school one day, and I asked my dad how fast the Datsun we were in went, and he told me 300 miles an hour. And so I went in and told all my friends, because I don't know why. I thought my dad wouldn't lie to my face. And then all my friends made fun of me and called me a liar. And I went home. I was like, they all said I was a liar. That card really doesn't go 300 miles an hour. He's like, yeah, you dumbass.
That's 212 miles per hour faster than going back in time.
Well, one of our listeners said, hey, that reminds me of something. A similar story from, Tommy Johnigan.
We have comedian Tommy Johnigan hanging out with us. He's one of our favorites. You were saying that you would often ride with your dad across the country in the back of the truck.
This is the thing my dad would love to. He loves like a practical joke. He would love to scare people. Like we were going down a mountain in California in the semi, and he was pounding his foot on the floorboard, telling my stepmom the brakes went out.
Oh.
And he did this to the point she started crying, and the only reason he stopped is because she was crying enough to make him laugh. So he stopped, and he would pull jokes on.
That's not good.
He would
quite a guy.
Never good.
He would play
Because he
jokes on
loved
you
her.
and never tell you he was joking. Like the funny part wasn't the part where he goes, oh, you're joking, and then he laughs right then. The funny part is he tells you something wrong and he knows that you're spreading it around. Like, you know, the windmills in California.
Yes.
And they have, there's parts of it where there's a ton.
Right.
So it's my dad and myself and then some cousin of mine or something. He's in his 30s, but he's an idiot.
Right.
And I'm a child. So we drive by these and the guy goes, what are all these for? And then my dad goes, oh, shoot. I wasn't supposed to go this way. And the guy's like, what are you talking about? And my dad goes, well, nobody's supposed to see these because you know how there's the rumor that an earthquake caused California to break off from the United States. And we were like, yeah?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, these fans, you notice they're all pointing the same, so they're pushing California back into the country and keeping it afloat, right?
I like your dad a lot more now.
So he tells this adult that, and the adult
spreads the wall.
He's like, oh my God, right? So he just leaves it. I mean, we drive, and he never says it's any different. 3 months later, when I see my dad on the next vacation, he goes, can you believe John believed that thing about telling me as a kid? Can you believe he believed that? Can I believe it? Can you believe I told my school that? Yes, I believed it. Why didn't you? There was no wink. You also told me that. And that was the jokes he would like to do.
Wow. Tommy Johnigan is our guest.
I like you more and more.
Do you want children, Tommy?
I want them eventually.
Okay.
Oh, man.
My fiance wants like 6. That's the thing from my dad, and I think he's hilarious, and I think he's just made some clerical errors here and there. But I've told my fiance that even though if we play a practical joke, and even with my nieces and nephews, I always, before they leave the room, I go,
I'm kidding.
I was just joking.
Yeah.
I don't want them to go to
Don't you have
school.
a new niece?
I have a new nephew.
New nephew.
A new nephew. 10.5 pounds. Is
Wow.
what he popped out
At birth?
Wow.
Oh,
At birth.
my God.
Have you ever seen it?
I think
No.
we may have read a story about her.
Yeah. If you've never seen a 10.5-pound baby, just picture John Goodman from far away.
Tommy Johnigan. And yeah, parents lie. That'll happen. We got a couple things going on here. Coming up, we're going to talk with Frank Caliendo in just a couple of minutes. I love Frank. We'll see what's going on with Mr. Caliendo. Right now, we're going to check back in with Willie G at the sports desk. What have we missed?
Lionel Messi is set to become part of the next chapter of men's soccer in North America. Messi's announcement that he will join Major League Soccer's Inter Miami is another landmark moment for the league and the sport in the United States.
The next chapter in, what's that book called? No One Here Cares?
I think
they keep trying, don't they?
If they're paying Lionel Messi, the next chapter is Chapter 11. That guy, isn't he the highest paid athlete that isn't an F1 driver in the world?
He's one of them.
Wow, that's amazing. That'll be interesting. We'll see how it goes.
But he's the latest to join U.S. soccer. Other stars, I'm probably going to pronounce some of these wrong. Sorry. It's David Beckham.
I think that's right.
Henri.
Nailed it. These are all right.
Did you say Peely?
Peely is there as well.
Okay.
Waini, Roini, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. So, pretty exciting stuff going on.
What a lovely baby. Let's name him Zlatan.
Oh, little Zlatan, you are so cute.
We call him
More turnip. They feed their babies turnips. I don't know who they are, but they do it.
Radishes on a special day.
You ever eaten turnips?
Nope.
Are those the white carrots?
No.
No.
What are those things?
Those are
white carrots.
Yeah.
No.
No. What are they called?
They're actually really pretty good. If you.
Yeah, they are.
They smell like turpentine.
Parsnips.
I forget what to see. I don't know. This
It's
is
a
all,
root vegetable, right?
This is all stuff you just read about in fairy tales. Or you go to really nice restaurants will have that. Of course we have the pancake with the shaved turnips and the.
And they're like, what?
Well, like $50. What else is coming up, Christy?
Coming up, we have the origins of masturbation. Do you wash your hands? You'd be surprised at the amount of people that don't. And
Before
then,
I masturbate?
What? Before or after? Both? Okay, fair enough. I didn't really want to tie those two stories together,
Let's
but
see.
we can.
Also coming up just a couple minutes, we're going to talk with comedian Frank Caliendo.
Or will we talk with George W. Bush? Or will we talk with...
Frank always makes me laugh. I'm looking forward to talking to him and the various people that he impersonates. Right now, I want to talk real quick about the summer and something you can do to shake up your life. First of all, get out and see some great shows. Secondly, have some great food. You ever have that phone in your head ringing and your taste buds going, sick of this? Can't take your cooking anymore? Sick of the same restaurants? How about doing something great from HelloFresh? HelloFresh does the shopping. They do the measuring. Everything is all ready for you. You put it together. Sometimes, and it'll take just 10 minutes for some of this stuff. And you've got restaurant-grade food, chef-crafted recipes, 40 each week to choose from. And by the way, they go from left to right. You've got your vegan stuff over here and good old family-friendly over here. Some new fresh and fit summer menus, including calorie-smart stuff, protein-smart items on the menu. All kinds of great stuff from HelloFresh, and it's farm-to-doorstep quality, hence the name HelloFresh. And you're going to save a lot of money, and you're going to save a lot of time. You don't have to go to the grocery store and wander around for an hour. So get out of your recipe rut. What have you been working on, Willie?
Man, check out the Italian chicken and pepper sandos with potato wedges and garlic sauce. HelloFresh sends you 12 ingredients. Put those together in 6 easy steps. In just over a half hour, you are enjoying this Hall of Fame dish that you made at home with help from HelloFresh.
A couple weeks ago, Jess Hooker made firecracker meatballs.
Oh, they were good.
Everyone in the room loved them. Check out HelloFresh. Do yourself a favor because this offer is amazing. We're talking about 16 free meals and free shipping. The code is BTShow16 at HelloFresh.com/BTShow16. That's HelloFresh.com/BTShow16. Coming up, comedian Frank Caliendo. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, this is Dr.
Now, the comedy duo of Abbott and Costello are well known for their classic routine, Who's On First? But this, too, is hopelessly out of date. Here's my version with the help of Mr. Dean Metcalf.
Okay.
Hey, Abbott! I'm the new team doctor. You being the manager, you got to tell me what drugs the different players are taking.
Certainly. Well, who's on roids? What's on cocaine? I don't know's on meth.
That's what I want to find out.
I say, who's on roids, what's on cocaine, and I don't know's on meth.
Are you the manager?
Yes.
Well, then who's on roids?
Who?
I mean the fella's name.
Who?
The guy on roids.
Who?
What is the name of the guy on roids?
What is on cocaine?
No, I don't know what's on cocaine.
No, he's on meth.
Look, do you know who's on roids?
I'm telling you. Who?
The fella on roids.
Who?
What is the name of the guy on roids?
What is on cocaine?
I don't know. He's on meth! There I go, back on meth again.
All right, now calm down, calm down.
Listen, who comes up to me, tells me he wants me to shoot him in the ass. I take the syringe, fill it with roids. I shoot who in the ass?
There you go. That's the first right thing you've said all day.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
All right, so you know the players?
Forget the players. I need some heroin.
What did you say?
I need some heroin.
That's our shortstop.
Why I order?
End scene.
End scene.
Paul Mercurio.
So we have the cabinets returning.
Cabinets are here.
Now, Tim, we need to get to this because we have a time deadline here. We're hoping to hook up with Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Beautiful.
So
all right.
move it forward.
You know, they seem to have all the time in the world until you guys got in here.
Yeah, it's sad, isn't it? What do you got?
Let's
We
go.
love these guys. Here we go. Ready to go? Let's go. Writer's block, writer's block, writer's block, that's what I've got. You think I'm kidding, but I'm not. I've got writer's block.
Yes, he's got writer's block.
Writer's block, yes, I know. This is where the joke should go. Is there a joke there?
No.
I got writer's block.
Yes, he's got writer's block.
This is good. This is better
Really
than
is.
rehearsal.
Really? You guys rehearsed a couple years ago, right?
I started out, my mind was blank. I sat and thought an hour. By then my mind was even blanker. La 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 la. La 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 la. Writer's block, it's not fair. I'm sitting in my lucky chair and I can't find funny anywhere. I've got writer's block. I've got writer's block. Blow a whistle. Ring a bell. Blow a whistle again. 'Cause I can't write a joke. No, writer's block, writer's block. That's the song, that's all I've got. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. I stole that line, yeah, it's not mine, 'cause I have writer's block.
Yes, he has writer's block. He claims it's writer's block. It's always writer's block. He's never not had writer's block.
Hey, you guys, I think it's time we get some new singers. I'm getting tired of you guys.
Yeah.
Nice ringing the bell.
Bravo.
Thanks very much. Tim Cavanaugh and the
That was the
Cabinets.
best we ever did it.
And the Writer's Block song.
Jesus, what is that? Tastes like sweat.
It is sweat. Well, the little coloring, we added some carbonation, but
What are you trying to do to me?
Perspiration Plus replaces all your bodily fluids lost during a big workout. Perspiration Plus. Bodily sweat and icy cold jump.
Come here, you crazy son of a...
You're sick. Perspiration Plus. Lemon lime, tropical punch, or clear.
Can I borrow your shorts for later? Are the stars out tonight? I don't care if it's cloudy or bright, 'cause I'm blind.
Jeez. Hello, this is comedian John Evans, and you're listening.
Hey, it's the Bob and Tom Show. There's Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hi, Josh.
Chick McGee in for the fun in the vacation he's going to have.
Almost had it. Chick McGee's not here.
No, he's in for fun, is what I was saying.
Oh, I see.
You thought I made a mistake. There's Jeff Oskay. In for Chick McGee.
So Chick had to go elsewhere to find fun, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's right. Ace Cosby across the way. And there's Willie across the way.
Hey, man.
And right here, not across the way, but in my own way, Josh Arnold. Your thoughts on that, Tom?
Oh, I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, can you refer to yourself in the third person?
Josh can always do that.
Oh, can he?
Yeah.
Tom can't do that.
You just did that.
Tom does not need to sound any more pretentious or self-centered. One of my favorites, I think, is going to join us via the... There, look at that handsome face.
Frankie.
Yes. It's Frank Caliendo. Hi, Frank.
Hey, I am... wow, I was really enjoying Josh making mistakes and fixing them on the fly.
Well, thank you. I'm a repairman.
That was surreal how well you did that.
Frank is a great stand-up comedian, and I want to mention right off the bat, you can find out where Frank is going to be by going to frankonstage.com. And if I've got this right, Frank, Tuesday, June 20th, you'll be at the famous Funny Bone in Columbus, Ohio. And then Wednesday, June 21st, you'll be at Hilarities in Cleveland, Ohio. Do you still have in-laws there?
Yes, and my whole family's actually traveling with me for both those dates. Oh. It's my wife's birthday, June 20th, but so here's the thing. She wasn't real excited about the dates I picked, but which is standard. She's in for some fun. Is that how you did it,
That's
Josh?
right. That's right.
So we're traveling in because we're going to fly to Italy from the Midwest area. So I took a couple of dates to help pay for that.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Columbus, Ohio on her birthday, which is where I proposed to her at the Funny Bone on stage.
Oh. Frank.
Yeah. Big other mistakes also made there on stage. No. I truly, hey, I tell you, I love her. You know, what a crowd.
Frank,
and then we'll go visit my brother-in-law in Cleveland and spend a little time in Cleveland. My mother-in-law doesn't live there anymore. She lives here.
Does she live at your place in Phoenix?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you're enjoying yourself.
A lot of fun.
Right there in your house, huh?
I have never heard... I never realized how old my wife was until she started hanging out with her mom more, and they just talk about old lady things and just fight about who's talking louder. My daughter went to dinner with them last night because my cousin was in town. And she texts me, I'm hanging out with old ladies. Ever notice how much I hang out with old ladies? This is awful. They're talking about their gardens.
Frank, I don't know, you probably know this, but women love it. Like, your wife will love it if you remind her that she's sounding more and more like her mother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've experienced the wrath of that. Yeah. Because I don't have a filter. I mean, a lot of us I like it to like a used car salesman where they can't turn it off. Right, like you go to dinner with a car salesman, and you're making a deal to pass the potatoes, that kind of thing. And it's one of those deals where I just say things sometimes because I think it's gonna, get a laugh, and it's the opposite. I'm like in Man on the Moon, Andy Kaufman, where I'm thank you very much because I'm getting nothing. So you're right. Don't say that stuff, and I do, and it gets me in a lot of trouble. But I want to be honest with her because that's what she says. Be honest with me. So when I'm real honest, and then she gets real honest.
So Frank, we're speaking with, of course, the great comedian Frank Caliendo. You're going to be in Columbus, Ohio, and Cleveland, Ohio, in order to raise money to send yourself to Italy. Are they going to pay you in lira?
What was that? I was still laughing about how you set that up.
I understand the exchange rate for the lira is like 10,000 lira equals a quarter.
You know what? I don't even. My wife is handling all of it because I will just get angry if I see the amount of money we're spending.
Yeah, I think it's euros anyway.
It's euros. Yeah. I was gonna say,
where's the lira now? Still in Turkey or something? So Frank, this is completely. Off any topic that you're interested in. We were talking about growing up and watching local television, and almost every TV station or every city certainly had one usually male horror film host. I grew up with Ghoulardi in Cleveland, and there are so many great ones out there. The most famous, I guess, is Elvira. She was kind of more of a national figure. Did you have one in Milwaukee?
I don't remember one. I was going to say Elvira was one I remembered. There was a guy with a hat. It's always a guy with a top hat or something, and Dracula blood coming down the fangs, the fake fangs or something. I can't remember if there was. I remember they would play like the movies and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, crummy, usually black and white horror movies that they would get cheap.
Yeah, I don't remember. I wish I'm glad you guys gave me some show prep.
Well, you the usual interviews. They're going to go, "Hey, what would John Madden sound like doing Dracula?" I'm not.
Well, I don't know. Let's ask Will Ferrell. Everybody texts me, you should be in that Madden movie. You should be. For the people who don't know, like Will Ferrell got cast as John Madden. I actually think it's really good casting because people say, Frank, you should be doing the John Madden. I'm like, I'm 5'6". I could be Mini Madden. That's what it would be. Say hello to Mini Madden. Throw me a freaking bone here, please. You know, they'd have to CGI my body as like Jabba the Hutt the entire movie. That's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I mean, Will Ferrell didn't play George W. Bush in the movie. No, Josh Brolin used me as inspiration. That's just throwing that out there.
It looks like Dr. Destruction. Does that ring a bell for you in Milwaukee?
I do no.
Okay.
No, unless I just blocked it out.
Well, you may not have watched.
Well, we're trying to get Josh to be a late night movie host.
Oh, I'd love it.
I think that would be fun. Well, part of this happened because Josh and I were texting back and forth, and he had really liked the Paul Giamatti impression I'd been working on.
I love it.
And it's funny because people hear things differently. I'm tuning in. I'm zoning in on it more and more. But it usually starts with you find a phrase a lot of times with the person that gets you going. And with Paul Giamatti, it's I believe, and I get into it.
That's it.
From there. I believe watching late night horror movies is the only way to go. And I don't care. I am not drinking any effing Merlot.
Wow.
We will be drinking blood the entire night. That's what we'll do. I am ready to do this right now and make it happen.
Frank, you have no idea that when I was recovering from something pretty serious, I watched the movie Sideways probably 10 times. It's my favorite movie. You have nailed Paul Giamatti.
Yes. It's funny though, because I watched him mostly from Billions to get it. And he's a great actor. He's one of the people you can actually see him thinking on the screen. And I think that's what makes him fantastic is you see the wheels turning as he's doing things. But in that show, he's very, very deep. That's and he gets the excitable younger Giamatti's a little bit different. I'm working on how to get that as well. That's part of the range of the impression. But people will hear different things. They're like, that sounds more like people were telling me Jack Nicholson, and then I did on social media. I'm like, well, this is how Jack Nicholson actually sounds, and you're completely wrong. And then people were like, your Paul Giamatti sounds like Heath Ledger in The Joker. And I'm like, I don't know. And then I tried to do some lines as the Joker, Heath Ledger's version from The Dark Knight. And I realized they were right, because the more intense you get, the more he becomes like that Heath Ledger's Joker. Like, you want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend. And one night, he goes off crazier than usual. Mommy gets the kitchen knife to defend herself. He doesn't like that. Oh, no. One bit so. Me watching, he takes the knife to her, laughing while he does it. Turns to me and he says, why so serious? Comes at me with the knife. Why so serious? So it's like, wow, that's, you're right on the money with that. My instinct that anybody online who says an impression doesn't sound right, I'm like, you should die.
Hey, by the way, I want to stop the interview for one second. Frank, I'm giving you a standing ovation in my head. That was so brilliant.
Oh, well, thank you.
We were all so stunned we couldn't laugh.
No, we just loved it. Mesmerized.
I try to tell myself that's what happens all the time.
Frank Caliendo is one of my favorite human beings. Frank is a great dad and apparently a great husband. I'm not going to elaborate. Here's a real quick question. No one will understand if you do this. Do you do an impression of your mother-in-law?
No, not really.
I mean, behind her back, do you walk up to your wife?
No, just, my mother-in-law sounds so much like Paul Giamatti.
Nice save.
Are you going to take out that trash? Because I believe it needs to be outside right now.
Are there any lady impressions that you do?
Not human.
Okay.
The reason I say it is because cartoon, I could do a Marge Simpson. Oh, homie. That's...
Yeah, you do Miss
easy.
Piggy.
But you bring it down, it's actually Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead. Oh, I didn't even know we are going to do that. We got to take care of this.
It's amazing. It's when you talk to Frank, he just uncovers these profound truths. You go, oh my God, that's right. It's the same voice.
Here's one that I've talked to you some before, but I've elaborated more recently on social media. It's people always say, John C. Reilly, did you touch my drum set? That voice right there. You put some more air in it, becomes Mark Ruffalo. I see this as an absolute win. I had no idea. There we go. And if you bring it down too much in the back of the throat, it's kind of Kermit the Frog. Hi ho, Kermit the Frog. There's two elements to it. Kermit the Frog and Fozzie Bear. Wow, waka, waka, waka. You go too deep with that Fozzie Bear part and you get like Ray Romano, oh no, that in there. So, and then the end, if you combine them all, it becomes Joe Rogan. Wow, Jamie, pull that up. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Why would you effing do that? Oh no.
Frank Caliendo is our guest. You can see Frank Caliendo on stage in Columbus, Ohio at the Columbus Funny Bone. That's going to be on June 20th. And that is, if I'm not mistaken, a Tuesday. Wednesday, June 21st at Hilarities in Cleveland, Ohio. And once again, this is a special event. It's the Pay for Frank's Trip to Italy event. You're going to love it. Where are you going in Italy? Do you know?
We are starting out in Rome, and then we go down to Sorrento, I believe, and then we work our way up to like Florence and Venice.
Nice.
So I'm kind of a weirdo. People already know that in many different ways, but I would never fly over water. I was always scared to fly over water. So my wife had this belief we would, large bodies of water. I'd fly over a lake or a pool or something, but flying over
over the
different
ocean
countries, I was always scared of. And people ask me why. I'm like, well, hey, they're just. I don't want to say anything bad. I don't want to jinx myself right now. But it was one of those things where I wouldn't do it. So now that I got a couple gigs in Hawaii and some different places because money, you can buy me pretty easily out of fear. And so now we're doing that. And she's, my whole family's really excited. My son went on a trip to Europe with his high school last year after graduation. They do it. You take this class and then you go to Europe. And all my son said the whole time he was with my wife while she went as a quote unquote chaperone. Yeah, right. And he's like, I wish Dad could be here to see this. So they talked me into it, and it's going to be fun. And my family, the origins of my family are from Italy. So that'll
the old country.
Yeah, returning.
You will have a great time.
It's wonderful.
Once again, our guest is Frank Caliendo, one of my favorite people. Frank is a great performer on stage. You don't want to miss Mr. Caliendo. And you do a lot of pure stand-up as well as the voices.
I do some. I mix the voices in a lot. It's what people like to hear. I found that... I always use a lot of people who do impressions do hey, this guy would do this and it would go something like this, that type of thing, fill in the blank. And I always like to use it like a radio producer where they have the button that they could press and a sound effect would come on. That's the way I liked Robin Williams. That's what I loved is Robin Williams would break into something. Oh my God. And he'd do that. And then there's Jack Nicholson on the side and he's like, hey, how are you? That type of thing to use them quickly, get in and get out. But yeah, there's jokes in there too. Just they're spread out like right now.
Yeah. One of the interesting things about contemporary culture is because there are 1,000 TV channels. I'm sure there's someone listening right now that doesn't know who Paul Giamatti is.
Oh, of course.
It's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, and he's I'd say he's an A-list, high level. I guess people might call him a character actor, but he's a big time actor. That if you could get him, you could if you could sign him to a show, the show is probably going to get made. That's not. There's not too many people where that can happen. So, people don't know names. Like I remember this with Robert Downey Jr. I'll say Robert Downey Jr. and then not everybody knows, and I say Tony Stark, and people are like, yeah. And I'm like, that's amazing. I did this in Florida, and a lot goes on in Florida. But I said, this was real. This really happened. I go, I can't believe you guys know a fictional character more than the real person. And somebody said, well, that's because you got it wrong, Frank. I'm like, do tell. That's because Tony Stark's the real guy. Iron Man's the fictional character.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't ask real quick a couple of the classics. You almost had an opportunity to do George W. Bush in front of the president. Is that correct?
Well, that happened quite a while ago. There were different times
where that happened. I was supposed to do the presidential correspondence dinner, but they hired me to do the congressional correspondence dinner right before, because Cheney had shot the guy in the woods and they wanted him to be seen laughing.
Oh, yeah.
So I did that. I did Bush next to him, and Cheney's on the side, very funny. Basically turning into the penguin.
Okay, and lastly, this is really unfair. Is there any impression you've worked on that nobody likes?
That people don't find good?
Yeah, that they go, no, that's you don't have it, Frank. So.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them start that way, where people, because it's hard to get your own voice out of it, so people don't always hear it. You ever do that thing where watch a YouTube video where they show the pitches and people can't hear the different tones? The high tones at certain ages, that you start to lose people who can hear it. Have you seen those?
I know all about it.
Right. But that's people, when doing an impression is like doing a magic trick, right? It's basically sleight of voice. So I'm doing things to manipulate my throat and stuff like that, and people or parts of my mouth and whatever to get that voice. So people hear things differently, and you're covering something up. So it's almost like people can see through it. I'm trying to think of a specific one. I mean, I get a lot of blowback on that Paul Giamatti from people online. That people are like, he doesn't sound like that at all.
No, it's perfect. They're wrong.
Well, thank you. That's what I tell them too.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
I'm there are plenty. Ray Romano was one I threw it out there and was like, oh no. And I was like, I'm just doing a voice just to kind of throw it out there, and people are always like, nah, he's quite a bit different than that. It's not.
I know, Ma.
Frank, last thing. Does your son do a Frank Caliendo impression?
Yeah, he can. I mean, he can do some different impressions and stuff. Like, does he do one of me? Probably not that he shows me that, but I'm sure my kids mock my wife more to me, so I'm sure they're mocking me to her.
Go see Mr. Caliendo. You will not regret it. He's a brilliant stand-up comedian. Thanks for your time, Frank. Columbus, Ohio, June 20th. That's a Tuesday. And then Wednesday, June 21st, Hilarities in Cleveland. And you can find Frank's dates at frankonstage.com. Go back to sleep, Frank.
I'd love to. And don't forget watching Killer Bees from Outer Space tonight on our movie.
Thanks, Frank.
Have a great trip.
What a great guy. I love that guy. We're coming back with interesting things happening in the world, including pig's blood, pigeons, the dream, how do you wash your hands, and alpacas. All this is all coming up. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
For a complete copy of the Bob and Tom Show contest rules, go to bobandtom.com/contest-rules, or just scroll down to the bottom of the page and see contest rules. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
know what bugs me about life?
What's that?
People who take a reasonably simple task and make it incredibly complicated, like making a full-scale Broadway show production out of drinking iced tea. That to me is really.
What's your problem? Why can't I enjoy my iced tea over here?
Well, you can.
Did you bring your thermos?
I did bring my
Can
thermos.
we get a picture? Can we get a picture of the thermos sitting and Christy standing beside it?
Yes, so they can get the actual full
Because seriously, Christy
spectrum of how big this
can
is.
easily.
That's bigger than Christy's head.
Correct me if I'm
You know
wrong.
that.
Christy could easily sit on that and watch a sporting event.
Certainly.
Well, what's wrong with having?
You know what? I think we should have her sit on it, and we'll caption it "Sun Tea."
He's going to read some article or some idiot friend, and when I find the idiot friend who told you about this cold iced tea, I'm going to punch him right in the face. I'm going to. Oh, well, you know.
Who was that guy?
The best thing to do is to be in a separate studio because
Jeff, would you like a little glass of nice iced tea?
No, thank you.
Delightful.
I love iced tea.
There's no ice in it, though.
No, God, no.
God, no. That would make it.
Then it's not iced tea.
Watered down.
The ice would bruise the tea.
Yes.
No, the ice is in the cooler.
I quit. I quit.
Honest to God. Can we get a picture of the iced tea?
How much does this add to your morning? You had such a bad morning, you said.
Are you getting up extra early now to make your tea?
No, the tea was made last night in the car when I left this morning.
Oh.
In the car? Somebody put it in the car?
I did.
You put it in the car?
You put it in the car?
Last night.
Last night.
Yes.
How did you?
It's crazier than I thought.
Well, how did
Really?
I thought it was supposed
Three
to.
letters come to mind. OCD.
Those.
Definitely.
Are you kidding me?
I thought it was supposed to brew in the refrigerator.
That's old technology.
Only with Tom, the OCD is in capital letters with big lights around each.
I thought the tea was supposed to brew in the refrigerator overnight.
Tom's taking it a new step, I'm sure. Well, why not have it brew?
I call it not OCD. I call it CDO because I want the letters in alphabetical order.
I had a moment where my girlfriend thought she was pregnant. And by the way, if ladies, if you suspect that you're pregnant, tell the guy during the day. Don't wait until you're about to go to sleep.
Oh,
because that's what she did. She's like, I have a cramp. I might be pregnant. Good night. I'm like, no.
Good night.
I don't think so. I go, well, let's find out. Well, what are you gonna do? So I, hauled butt to Walmart.
Yep.
And
got a test.
Got myself a little test.
Doctor in a box. Yeah, I know.
2 o'clock in the morning, and of all the times to get recognized. I walk into Walmart in the night shift. Hey, Fluffy. I'm like, oh, great. What do you need? A miracle.
All right, here's some tickets to a Grateful Dead concert. Right.
So I found the aisle where they sell the pregnancy test, and I realized something. Walmart has figured out the evolution of how life works, and they put it in aisle 4. As soon as you turn the corner, you see condoms. Then you see lubricant. The next to the lubricant, you see pregnancy tests. The next to that, you see Pampers. Next to that, formula. And at the end of the aisle, they sell beer. It's a full circle.
Really? No, seriously. Really?
Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24/7.
When your horse has run its very last race and there's nothing left to do, giddy up, giddy up. We don't think it's very good taste to turn him into glue. Giddy up, giddy so if your horse has lost his stuff and his legs aren't thin and bony, giddy up, giddy and if his meat ain't very tough, then he comes to Burger Pony.
Now, when you come into any participating Burger Pony restaurant and order our Swale in a Pail, every kid in your group will receive a free hot fudge sundae silence. And don't forget our Clint Eastwood Western spaghetti. And our delicious burgers, including the Daily Double and the Triple Crown. And remember our motto, if we're not in your neighborhood yet, your neighbors have probably passed a petition.
So if your horse has lost his stuff and his legs aren't thin and bony, and if his meat ain't very tough, then he comes to Burger Pony. Comes to Burger Pony. Comes to Burger Pony.
Hey, it's Roy Wood Jr. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Does a male chicken have exterior genitalia?
Yeah, and they are.
Are they?
Oh, it's amazing.
Rooster?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
are they strictly a one-pecker bird?
No,
I hope so.
Well, the one in the face, I mean.
It's under their neck, yeah.
I'm a therapist.
It is not under their neck.
Well, they're peckers on their face. I thought.
Are they a one? They don't have an exterior? I should have asked the doctor. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all interior. Yeah, it's under their left wing.
But that information.
Well, smart guy, where is it? Do male chickens have a?
They're called roosters.
Even chickens do it doggy style, I believe.
Yeah.
I think everyone does except for humans.
Right.
Yeah. They're not in the missionary position.
We do it face to face to cause guilt.
Is that what it is?
And if that's not on the quotes page by 10, I'm leaving.
I see.
Look at me!
Turn around and look at me!
Look at me! Don't shut your eyes. You look at me. Hey!
This is me. This is not someone else.
No, it's not.
You're thinking it was someone else.
No, sir.
Right now, Killer Bees joins us in the studio.
Bees, how you doing?
Real good, man. I get up a shopping list over here. My wife's eating in bed now. She's at that part of the pregnancy where they crave all this food. Some people have mirrors over the bed. We got a sneeze guard. Sleeping on those Posturepedic Sealamil, man. Hey, you ain't lived till you're making love and your wife says, "Go slow, I'm spilling my chili."
Bob and Tom. 24/7.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What's on that coming up?
Hey, it's the Bob and Tom Show. There's Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, Josh.
Jeff Oskay over there.
That's right.
Just growing a beard. Man, oh, man.
It hasn't grown. It just stays.
Ah, you're really growing that thing. Look at Ace Cosby. Hey. What's Willie Griswold doing over there?
It's kind of juts out his beard. It goes out several inches before it falls.
Because he has so much
still
hair.
growing. Still growing. There's Josh Arnold. And Tom Griswold.
Does your girlfriend like that?
Yeah. Loves it.
Even when you're...
Hey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she does not mind that at all.
Really?
No, she loves it.
Okay, that's nice.
Good.
I just spilled...
Your seed?
Uh-oh, watch out.
I mean, can you see this?
Yeah.
No? What'd you spill? Tea, coffee?
Hand sanitizer.
Oh.
God. How romantic.
That's borderline unspillable. How do you spill it?
I mean, it's right there on my pants. It looks like I just...
Yeah, it looks like you're enjoying the show. I knew you were a fan of Frank Caliendo. I didn't know you were.
I loved when they had the sanitizer everywhere during COVID, and you would hit it, but it had like crusted over the end a little, so you would hit it, and it would like shoot sideways 9 feet or shoot you in the eye.
And it was that weird hand sanitizer that smelled like gasoline, vodka.
Yeah, it didn't evaporate for 9 minutes.
Yeah.
You're like, what is it?
They were certain distilleries that were making vodka.
Yeah.
They stepped up, yeah.
Well, coming up, we actually have hand washing in the news.
Yeah, I can do it.
Oh, not yet. Sorry. Can you grab that, Josh?
Happy to. Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Bob and Tom, it's Donnie Baker.
Hey, Donnie.
Hey, Donnie.
Man, my Uncle Sonny with the wives being a giant pain in the butt. And it's your fault, Tom.
What did I do?
Well, here's where I come. He heard you bragging about your new power washer and being all jazzed up about it.
I love my power washer.
Well, I know. So you talking and then he went and bought one down at Dell's Pawn and Silver, and now he's power washing regular. Every last thing he can, just showing off.
Yeah.
Hell, he started by power washing his trash can.
Well, me too. That makes sense.
Yeah, but he was still in the store, dumbass.
Oops.
Oh, and then he power washed his house, garage, his roof, and then came over to our house. He started on the carport. Oh, and then, spoiler alert, last night he power washed a giant hole in the side of my boat.
Oh, no. Those are powerful.
Well, my boat's sitting, in the front yard, and I get more traffic there. Since I sold the trailer, it just banked, but now my boat's got factory air in it. But thanks to you, my Uncle Sonny seems like he's some kind of power washing expert.
Really?
He's always like it when he gets a new toy. One time he bought a used laminate machine from a defunct porno store.
Yeah, laminating.
Well, he wouldn't stop laminating. He covered more things in plastic than you'd find in your grandma's living room. His Yeah, she sent me once. Man, that looks important. You want me to laminate it? I'm like, no, it's a sleeve of Magnum rubber. For God's sake. Full metal jacket. It's already laminated. And I better go. Now Whoopi's got the power washer, and he's running toward our little dog Peppy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
I gotta go. Out there.
Yeah, that stream could go right through his skin.
Yeah.
Oh, I love my power washer. Oh, and my new cordless leaf blower.
Yeah, good, man.
It's my new
good.
favorite thing. Oh, it's the best.
Changing the world.
I do have one.
You have a cordless leaf blower?
I do.
I had no idea.
Use it every day almost.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah.
I go to the far reaches of my yard and, oh, yeah, buddy. Shh.
Yes.
What are you blowing off your yard?
Well, recently it rained for 5 minutes.
Yeah?
And apparently every twig, leaf, and vital part of trees fell on all over my yard.
Oh.
So you got to blow them.
Okay.
Let's isolate that, right? We got to get that audio, right?
Ding. It's stuck to the tape. Yeah.
Usually it's just the deck. I don't usually just take care of the yard.
I was out there all day. It was the best. It was
You usually only blow the deck?
Yeah, I usually just leaf blow the deck.
Behave yourself, Austin.
Okay, well,
naughty beard man.
Once again, Willie is our big NBA fan, and he may or may not be going to one of the games. We're not sure. We're working on something special. What else is happening in sports? Have we missed anything?
Yeah, you bet. Cincinnati Reds newcomer Eli De La Cruz hits his first major league homer, a 458-foot two-run drive off the L.A. Dodgers. Dude, you got to watch this.
Yeah, I will.
He's like 6'5". He just knocks it. He pauses for a second. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. So
Always exciting.
It'd be really fun if on ESPN they editorialized like that. They just got stoked about stuff. But yeah, he got that, and he hit a 0-1 fastball that left the bat at 114.8 miles per hour. Landed in the last rows of right field stands at Great American Ballpark. De La Cruz tripled on a curveball in the third, a drive that went to the wall in right center on 4 hops.
This is going to piss, well, it would piss Chick off. He's not here. Is there a record for the longest home run in a major league game? I mean,
there is. I don't know what it is.
Did it go out of the park or something?
As Ralph Harris, comedian, once said, he loved the steroid era, and he wanted to see a guy hit a ball over the fence to his house.
I don't know how they totally measure those, though.
Yeah.
In San Francisco, when they go in the water,
right.
I don't know how they measure exactly how far. They must have ways.
Yeah, I went to a game in San Francisco, and I had no idea. There are people out there in kayaks just hanging out, waiting for balls to come over to try to get them from the water. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I found that more interesting than the game.
Well, and then you have to convert it from feet to nautical miles, so it gets really
they really do. Yeah.
Over 600 feet? Is that correct?
I mean, that seems insane to me. I don't know, but
Man.
I was going to guess like 5'10".
So what was the speed
Babe
of the
Ruth,
ball?
575.
You said
114.8 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's standard.
If you're pitching and that's coming back at you low.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay, this is the longest home run verified in professional baseball, not Major League, because this happened to AAA Denver Zephyrs. It was 582 feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's longer than I can drive a golf ball.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, the altitude had something to do with that.
Well, yeah, the altitude, of course, but still.
That's
amazing.
God.
All right. Well, now, did you have one more sports story?
Yeah, I can tease something. We got bad news for Colts fans. We got a little Rory McIlroy comment, and boy, do we have a stupid world record.
Oh, good. And then we do have apparently the historical origins of masturbation in the news.
Really?
Yeah, these scientists. How do you get that grant?
Boy,
you go to the office of the university professors. Listen, I'm going to need $300,000 for my team to study masturbation. Oh, really? Go over to the freshman dorm. We'll figure it out. We'll see what's going on there. In the meantime, I'll tell you this. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. The show is also out there for you on our YouTube channel. Watch and subscribe.
Do we have Chester? Yes. In the other room? Okay. We have our producer, Dean, our producer.
Okay.
One of the best.
Right.
And he has
one of the best producers.
Amish producers.
Maybe we should put Chester on a table so we can see him.
Now, Chester is a dog, of course, and he's a rescue dog. He's a beautiful dog.
And he can't help being that cute.
He's got the most
now,
incredible
can Chester
eyelashes.
hear us right now? Can you guys hear us in there? Okay.
There's a couple
Chester,
control,
stay.
There's a couple control words he likes. He likes his name.
How about that?
Okay, Chester?
Chester.
No, he's looking up. He's trying to figure out. He's looking at the speaker.
Is he named after Chester A. Arthur? Is that who he's named
He's
after?
named after the street he was found on.
Now say WHERES YOUR BALL. He loves that.
Okay, Chester,
where's your ball?
No response.
Nothing?
No, we didn't
Where's
get
your
it.
ball?
Chester, where's your ball?
Well,
There he goes. Okay, now. Okay,
Where's your ball, Chester?
Now he's confused because he sees our lips moving and he's it's coming out of the speakers. Chester is in a different room.
Okay, so he's reacting. Then.
Okay. Now, do you?
So I am going to right now play Squeaky Bark Bark.
Okay.
Okay, now is this the first song on the animal
This
album?
is the album More Songs to Make Dogs Happy.
Okay.
And this is the third cut. Squeaky Bark Bark, Chester.
Okay, I'll
coming at you.
Rate this record, baby.
Oh boy, his ears perked up right away. He's staring at the speaker. He's got that quizzical look. Oh yeah, he loves this one.
He likes this one?
Yeah.
I give that song a 95.
Okay.
Squeaky, squeaky, bark, bark. Oh, squeaky, squeaky, bark.
Now he doesn't care anymore.
He wants to hear the squeak.
You know why? Okay, now here's our song. This is our dog version of
Now he's laying down. You could care less.
Now let's
of Stairway.
Okay,
All right,
play
here we
Stairway.
go.
See. Oh yeah. Oh, he loves this. He's going crazy.
Right. Gee.
I wonder why.
His head, every time the squeak comes up, he moves. Oh, you're punishing. Now he's standing up.
He loves Zeppelin. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
Okay.
Chester rocks.
Let me play one of
You know what? Can you play the Gordon Lightfoot piece
Yes.
for
Absolutely.
Chester?
Here we go.
I think he's a big Gordo fan.
Okay.
Nothing. He's yawning.
He's smiling.
Oh, now we're talking. Chester hears this. He's going crazy now. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
See? Well,
He loves Gordon Lightfoot.
I don't know. You be the judge.
No, he's like,
Let's try one of the other ones from the actual
All right, which one do you have?
recorded dog album. Songs to Make Dogs Happy. This is cut 1.
Let's see if we can make him poop.
Squeaky Deaky. Let's give this
This is
a
the
listen.
big hit, I understand.
Okay, nothing so
Look,
far.
you can even tell it's a Casio.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He's looking around.
Squeaky deaky. I love my squeaky toy.
This one's kind of got him.
Squeaky deaky.
He's enthralled with this.
It makes me jump for joy.
All right.
Squeaky deaky.
To me, he looks more anxious than happy.
He looks
Well,
like
I
he
think
wants to get the hell
he
out
would
of the
be,
room.
Well, I think he'd be excited if a squeaky toy actually appeared after hearing one.
Right.
Yeah, but see, to me, this is like doggy porn. He's
No, I have one of those.
That's doggy style.
Nothing like.
You have doggy style.
No, but I think
my mistake.
he'd be more excited by an actual squeaky toy than a see, because he doesn't understand. He's looking at the speaker. He can't figure out where the squeaky toy is coming from.
It looks like he wants to go outside.
Oh, it does look like that.
Do you want to go for a walk?
Oh, baby Chester.
Where's your ball?
Chester, there's no P. He doesn't understand.
Chester, where's the vacuum
He
cleaner?
just want to knows what all these voices are.
Chester.
Yeah.
Chester hates the vacuum cleaner.
Okay. Well, thank you, Chester.
Boys, how long would you guys guess the actual gunfight lasted?
Wasn't it a couple hours?
Yeah.
30 seconds.
30 seconds?
The actual shooting, 30 seconds.
No kidding.
Which really disappointed the people watching it on pay-per-view.
All right, wait a minute. That's
close to the
Tonight only. Okay, Corral.
All that build up.
pay-per-view ripoff.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of those bouts. That's it. Not even a round.
$59.95.
$59. That's $10 a second.
All right. The technical reason the shootout happened was because the Clantons and the McLowrys were in direct violation of Town Ordinance Number 9, which made it illegal to carry guns in city limits. Thanks to the NRA, that ordinance no longer exists. Yeah, now not only can you carry a gun, you can legally shoot people who smoke in restaurants.
That's next.
I know.
That's next. All right, Bob and Tom Show.
My family and I took a vacation when I was about middle school age up around on Lake Michigan, and we were driving up the coastline looking for a hotel, and we typically stayed at the little motels off the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
We saw one that was the Bud Lake Motel, so we pulled in, checked into the room, and unloaded our luggage. My dad and I went in the trunk and got out our fishing poles and our tackle box and looked behind the place, and there was just a construction site. So we went up to the desk and asked the guy where the lake was, and he kind of looked stunned at us. And I said, "What lake?" And I said, "Well, Bud Lake." And he goes, "No, that's my name, Bud Lake."
Let's hear it for Bud Lake. Yeah.
It was the Bud Lake Motel.
Well, see, at least there's a reason for it.
Exactly, but
much better story than any fish you'd have caught. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, probably so.
There you go.
Wow,
that's a great. I wonder
if
how Bud's doing.
I wonder if it's still up.
Hi, everybody. This is Mark Sweeney, and you're.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, Josh.
Jeff Oskay in for Chick McGee this morning.
Hello, Josh.
Ace Cosby at the board.
Howdy.
Willie Griswold across the way.
Good morning, man.
I'm Josh Arnold at the sidekick chair, and there's Tommy.
Thank you very much. We've got a lot to get to here.
Let's get to it.
Well, all right.
Relax.
All right, fair enough.
We're also talking about Josh's future gig as a late-night TV horror movie host.
Mm-hmm.
And Josh did not like my suggestion of being Count Jacula.
Well, I'd like this to sort of be family-friendly.
How about Count Fapula? Is that better?
That's more family-friendly, I guess.
Thank you, Jeff Oskay. Count Fapula.
What would be the first movie you would air?
Oh, boy. Maybe House on Haunted Hill.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one.
William Castle classic with Vincent Price.
Did they make a remake of that when I was a kid?
They did. Okay. Yes. Not so much a classic, the remake, but
I got dragged to that in like a date in 7th grade, and I couldn't sleep for weeks.
A date in 7th grade?
Yeah,
you started early.
You guys never did movie dates?
No.
Yeah.
Not in 7th grade.
Yeah, I think Arachnophobia was one of my first.
Get in there, get a kiss, touch some braces with your tongue.
She and I, we shared gum.
Oh.
We thought it was so hot.
Wait a second. How did that work exactly?
She chewed it for a while, and then I took it.
That was
chewed
a thing.
it myself.
That was a thing.
Not with me. That's disgusting.
It was awful. But I was like, oh, man, we shared gum.
Why is it awful?
Because it was warm and juicy.
We're still talking about the gum, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember was it like a Hubba Bubba? Or
it was nearly flavorless when I got it.
Oh, that was Fruit Stripes.
ABC gum.
Yeah.
But the movie was Arachnophobia.
Yeah, it was awesome. She would get startled and
grab you.
Oh.
Yeah. Boy, what was her name?
I don't know. What was her name?
I don't remember. I wonder what she's doing now.
She's going, what was his name?
Cut to her in a mansion with her doctor husband or whatever.
I'm just working on Wordle.
We were in theater camp
I wonder whatever happened to that guy.
Wait, you went to theater camp?
I would do summer stock, essentially, as a child. Yes, yeah.
When the camps next door come over and beat the crap out of you.
It wasn't camp per se. Our parents would drop us off at 9 a.m. and we'd be done around 2.
Oh, okay.
You had to bring a decoy lunch because lacrosse camp kept stealing sandwiches.
I believe it was referred to as a summer workshop.
We don't build fires, we imagine them.
That's right.
So I went to Camp Hayawenta. You went to Camp Gayawenta.
Well, I turned out not so gay.
Yeah. Well, actually, both my little girls are at right now are at summer stock camp.
Oh, cool.
Summer stock
Are they going to
camp.
be in a performance?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to let us know.
They're going to be in Alice in Wonderland a week from Friday.
That's adorable.
No.
A week from Friday?
I figured it was at their fancy school. I figured summer stocks was them buying stocks and bonds.
Yeah.
Trying to get ahead of the market.
So this isn't sleepaway camp. This is drop-off day camp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they've got their big dance gig tonight and tomorrow.
Oh, my gosh, how fun.
Yeah, so that's
Is that recitals?
Yeah, they'll be if you
Have you sat through a recital yet?
Oh, sure. And there are 10,000 people there.
Right.
Yeah, the first one I went to was at a nearby high school that has a parking lot the size of the one at the airport, and it was full. Oh, a lot of people at those. They're great.
Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to.
It's great. Oh, it's so much fun.
I mean, I'd be recognized too often. It would take away from the girls.
Are they going to recognize you as Josh Arnold from the Bob and Tom Show? Where's Count Jacula?
Well, I guess you're stuck with that name, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I will fight it tooth and nail.
What about Irish, like Mort O'Wary or something? Does that make sense?
Yeah, Mort O'Wary.
R.E.P., like R.I.P., is that anything?
Josh Scarnold was a suggestion.
I love that, man.
What about the crypto keeper? Ooh, look at your crypto. Ooh, scary. You lost all your money.
It's going down like Linda Lovelace.
Once again, not family friendly.
Oh, sorry.
Right. Yeah, I want this to be sort of an introduction.
But how about, like, instead of Transylvania, Pennsylvania?
No.
Sponsored by Pizza Place.
Trying to stay away from that. Certainly not doing it.
See if you can get that. What's that Stone Cold Pizza place? What's that called?
Tombstone?
Tombstone.
Yeah. Stone Cold. That's ice cream.
Yeah, that might be one of your gags, though. It's Stone Cold Pizza in 30 years or less.
You know what, Tom? You can just do it. You do it.
No, I think it would be interesting to have a late night guy. You've got a beard. You keep the beard. I mean, do any of those late night guys? They didn't have beards, did they?
I
don't think so.
No, I don't know.
Isn't Dracula always clean shaven?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Real handsome, like Frank Langella. Remember him? Real handsome guy.
I do remember his Dracula, yeah.
Nice hair.
Barnabas Collins. He was my favorite vampire.
So you're sort of a more like Paul Giamatti like Dracula.
Right.
Kind of an everyman Dracula.
How do you feel about a fang?
I'm fine with a fang. Should I have just the one, though, and just say that there was an accident with the other one?
What if it's gold?
Damn you, corn on the cob. That kind of thing.
Hey, how about, I got an idea. How about having a hip-hop sidekick?
Nope.
What offensive thing will this be?
No, he wouldn't be
What's
offensive.
his name, Tom?
Yeah,
have a genuine hip-hop artist is like, would come in occasionally and do stuff.
Such as?
He'd do rhyming things.
Oh, my God.
Like hip-hop-ish.
Do rhyming things, Josh.
Oh, okay.
Like the hip-hop.
Like, I'm not sure exactly what he would say.
No.
Baby's got blood.
Baby's got Drac.
There you go.
There you go. Oh,
nice try.
Yeah, here's a little. Well,
you could have a recipe segment. You could have Jess Hooker come in as a lady Dracula, and she could do cool recipes for you, like
that was already done.
Monster mashed potatoes. And they'd be like green and steamy.
They already did Dinner in a Movie, remember?
But this is a different kind of movie.
I would watch. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, all right.
I would watch, too.
You got a viewer.
Josh, what's the scariest movie of all time in your estimation?
I'm going to say either maybe The Exorcist.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that one's real scary.
It is.
Ju-on is real scary. What else is real scary? Yeah, Insidious is real scary.
Is The Ring terrifying?
Yeah, The Ring is scary. Mm-hmm.
But wouldn't you be showing more like old campy?
Oh yeah, things like the giant leeches and
the attack of the 50-foot woman.
Yeah.
The original.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. Right now it's time to turn back to Willie G at the Bob and Tom Sports Desk. Have we missed anything?
Yeah, the Iron Sheik, a former pro wrestler who played a burly, bombastic villain in 1980s battles with some of the sport's biggest stars, has died at 81.
Man, love the
One
Iron
of my
Sheik.
favorites.
Yes, so funny.
The WWE posted an article confirming the death of the ex-wrestler and Twitter personality Wednesday. A statement was also posted on his Twitter page, but neither mentioned a cause of death or where he died.
And he became semi-Twitter famous, right? Because he was so funny on Twitter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Iron Sheik grew up in Iran. In his pro career, he donned curled boots and used the camel clutch as his finishing move on matches.
Yes.
While playing the role of anti-American heel for the WWF, which later became the WWE.
Oh, yeah. He was like the first enemy. Like, he would come into the ring and the whole place would boo him because he was.
Yeah, and then Hogan would, I am a real American. And everybody, awesome. Lose our minds.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
The Iron Sheik.
Yeah.
Wow. Now maybe they could have a version of him in Live Golf. The 9-iron Sheik. Look at him chip. Wait a minute. That's
still Dracula. Yeah.
That's the Dracula thing. I can't get that in my head.
You're mixing our thoughts.
You mean this show disorganized?
Yeah.
Speaking of Live Golf, Rory McIlroy says the PGA Tour's collaboration with Saudi America's Wealth Fund makes him feel like a sacrificial lamb. McIlroy has been the strongest anti-Saudi voice during the disruption brought on by Live Golf. He was among those left in the dark on the agreement that merges the business end of the PGA Tour, European Tour, and the Public Investment Fund.
He could have taken money. They would have loved to have had him.
McIlroy says Saudi Arabia was going to keep spending money in golf. He says the tour is better off having it as minority investor instead of trying to keep up and going to court over lawsuits.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll see what happens. We're going to talk with John Feinstein, the great sports writer, coming up, I think, early next week. And by the way, John has a great book, if you are a golfing fan or a golfer, about David Faraday that just came out. And I'm not much of a golf person, but I've been reading the book, and it's really good. Faraday's now he's an announcer, but he's had a very interesting life. Severe ADD, some drug addiction issues, and the guy does like a 2-hour stand-up act.
Really?
Yeah, the book's really interesting. David Faraday's one from John Feinstein, the guy that wrote A Good Walk Spoiled, and he wrote Season on the Brink. His books are all great. He can write books about stuff I have no interest in, and I find myself reading them and getting interested. We're going to talk with John. He will know a lot about this because he's really quite a fan of the world of golf. We'll see how his fandom has shifted these days. Christy Lee, coming up, you got what?
Oh, well, let's see. We have an Indiana Jones booby trap trial in Oregon.
Did you see this thing?
No.
It's scary.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, like legit booby traps that could kill you.
Right.
People can do it?
No.
Oh.
No. And we have monster cereal for you, Josh.
Okay.
Keeping with our monster theme today. Absolutely.
Like Boo Berry and Count Chocula?
Yep, exactly.
Love them.
We have a new
Love
one.
Those.
Yeah.
What's your favorite one?
Boo Berry.
Boo Berry?
That's right. He's a ghost. Who likes berries.
They have what? Franken-Dick? I mean, sorry.
They do not have Franken-Dick. That is a British dessert on Halloween. They have...
How did I get that?
Frankenberry.
Frankenberry.
Yes.
Sorry, I apologize.
You got D in the blood.
Yeah, do not feed your kid that.
No.
Yeah, Franken-Dick's probably...
You're not going to school until that Franken-Dick is gone.
And a song from Mr. Godwin?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Right now, I want to talk about how everyone's a little crazy these days. I think everybody's got some kind of PTSD, whatever you want to call it.
Not me. I was unaffected.
Yeah. I can tell. Yeah. Post-COVID, whatever it is. I mean, I just find life right now overwhelming. Turn on the TV, there's 1,000 channels. I don't know what to do. Well, if life's getting you a little bit overwhelmed, perhaps therapy may be very, very helpful. And there's a new way to access a therapist. It's called BetterHelp. And I say it's new, but they've been helping thousands and thousands of people hook up with a therapist. And the way this is, what's so interesting about this is these are licensed therapists, and you actually will do the therapy itself online, which makes it extraordinarily convenient and flexible. So if you've been thinking about sorting yourself out a little bit and you want to get into some therapy, this is a great way to do it. You fill out a brief questionnaire and you'll get matched with a licensed therapist. And by the way, you can switch therapists at any time and there's no additional fee. And so get some balance in your life. This may be for you. BetterHelp. And you find them, by the way, at betterhelp.com/BT show. Add the BT show part to get 10% off your first month. And once again, it's BetterHelp, HELP.com/BT show. And I wanted to mention this. With BetterHelp, you can be talking to the therapist essentially on a phone, or you can be doing it with a camera on, or you could just be texting back and forth. Whatever works for you, that's what BetterHelp is all about, convenience and something that suits your schedule and your life. Once again, BetterHelp.com/BT show. Also, coming up, very rarely does one get to say this, pig's blood in the news. That's right. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
You're so weird. You have no idea.
Essential Morning Radio.
Summer is upon us and the sun is blistering, and all of my valuables, they turn up missing. Can't find my lawn chair, can't find my radio, can't find the yard brake, can't find the garden hose, can't find the cans to throw away the trash. Maybe I should cut the grass.
Yeah, maybe.
Fescue growing up higher and higher. Guess I went a little crazy with the fertilizer. Can't find the barbecue, can't find the meat, can't see the neighbor's house across the street. Couldn't find both hands if I use my ass. Maybe I should cut the grass.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Should have got it earlier, but I'm allergic. Just too cheap to get a service ticket from the city for a violation. Neighbors think I'm dead or on a long vacation. Well, I got a new shiny riding mower with a 3-blade cutter and 2 cup holders. Where it's gone to is just bewildering. Went to ask my wife and children, find her purse and keys, but they ain't come back. Maybe I should cut the grass. Got so quiet you can't hear the wind blow. And it's getting real shady around the upstairs windows. The dog just whimpers and won't go outside. And I sit up in my bed all night, listening to the lawn clawing at the glass. Maybe I should have cut the grass. Maybe I should have cut the grass. Maybe I should have.
All right. Very nice, Haywood.
Must go. Ladders, lumber, nails, including the kitchen sink. Burglar's Hardware Store, where you make out like a burglar when you shop at Burglars. Free popcorn Mondays, free coffee Fridays, free parking. It's Crazy Ernie's going out of business sale. Everything must go. Burglar's Hardware Store. If Burglars doesn't have it, you don't Fergan need it.
Hi, I'm Ernie Fergler.
He's Ernie Fergler. If you don't come buy some stuff today, he'll kick your ass. Be there.
Hi, this is Dr. Will Miller, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7, which begs the question,
Why do you need Bob and Tom 24/7?
You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Essential Morning Radio. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24/7.
Hey, it's the Bob and Tom Show. There's Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hey.
Pat Godwin in the music room.
Hello.
Jeff Oskay at the Sparks desk in for Chick McGee today.
Yes, sir.
But honestly, Willie's been taking over sports for us this morning.
Guys, I missed the big party, I got to say.
Big party.
Big party
That's
will
where
be
he's
back
headed.
on Monday. Don't worry.
Ace Cosby giggling at me making mistakes or something.
I don't know. Jeff's done a great job.
Why'd that feel like a lie?
And like an odd shot at you. I think Ace is just used to throwing animosity that way.
In this chair?
Yeah. And there's Tom.
Now we've had a great opportunity this morning. We talked with the fabulous, great comedian Frank Caliendo. The greatness continues. This guy looks just like Frank, only vastly different. He is
shout out Frank Caliendo.
The very handsome Al Jackson. And
well, thank you.
Al can be seen on the show The Daily Blast Live, DBL. You'll find it on your TV or at a computer near you. And Al always dresses up for the show. He always wears a nice coat and tie. Very handsome. A variety of glasses. You never know what he's going to be wearing.
He wears a tracksuit every week.
On this show.
Talking on Daily Blast
on DBL, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I didn't know what level of sarcasm Tom was going for.
Yeah, right.
I do. I kind of. First of all, I just want to say, Jeff, I agree with you. It did sound like an insult.
Thank you.
Okay, it needed to be said that you were not being hyperbolic there. When he just goes, you're doing. It's like when your parent takes you to work and lets you sit in their chair, like you're the president today. It just seems like it was a little shade there.
Now, Al, where's your Nuggets gear?
Oh, brother, look, man, I am a diehard Cavaliers fan. Guardians, Browns, Cavs. So I'm going down with the ship with the Browns. And, I can watch the Nuggets like a step parent, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, hey, that's a perfect analogy. I never thought. It's just like I am proud of them. And I know that people that I love them, and that's how I am with the Nuggets. But I've been going to the games for about 6 years now. The games have been fun, and kind of to watch this team go from this fun weird mountain team to now everybody kind of knows who Joker is. It's really interesting. So hey, shout out Nuggets. But I lived in Miami almost 10 years, so. I'm like, why are mommy and daddy fighting?
That is the perfect analogy, though. That you grew up in Cleveland and remained a Cavs fan. By the way, speaking of Cleveland, we were talking about Josh's desire to be a late night television host featuring scary movies. And when you were a kid, Ghoulardi was probably already gone, the famous Cleveland late night host. Did you watch the other, what was it, like Big Chuck and Houlihan or something? Who was it when you were?
Big Chuck and Little John.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Okay.
It was just this period of time, and everybody, there was VHF and UHF.
Right.
And Big Chuck and Little John were like this local show where there was a period when you're like, between 9 and 10 or maybe even 11 where you don't get adult humor, but like something kind of sexual happened, but you didn't have maturity or something, but they kind of just made the kind of off-color jokes and it came on late night. And it's good to see that Josh is shooting for that coveted 2 a.m. local TV slot.
Oh, dude, I'd love it so much.
Maybe
it would be so freeing.
Yeah.
You could have
awesome.
Al could be your sidekick.
Well,
a little bit of diversity in late night television.
No, see, I think the problem with television these days is that it's gotten too diverse. And I'll tell you why. I'll save this for some other time.
Normally, this is coming out in all caps on your desk. But today, I'm going to verbalize it.
Yeah. Al, have you ever thought about becoming something in that sort of sphere of Dracula and Frankenstein? Would you have? Who would you be?
And here's, well, there's this thing, and there's this term we're not going to talk about it today, but it's cultural appropriation, where everybody's worried about people, absorbing other cultures and taking it in. And I feel like people never apply that to nerds. Everybody has taken nerd culture, everything that people like. I am so into Star Wars. There are people that got like their brains beat in 1982.
Right.
E.T. And now it's a smoking hot 9.5 model with thick black glasses. Like, I'm such a nerd. I'm really into. Oh, it's just like nerds paved the way. All the people that beat up nerds now have podcasts about Game of Thrones. That is Dungeons and Dragons. All these things that are so. There was just a Dungeons and Dragons movie. So, I really do. I wasn't into the monster nerd thing, but I want to leave that for a guy that is 37. He has just 10 years of therapy has made him forget junior year, and he can move on with his life. And he can be proud to say, hey, I saw every Dracula movie. I can tell you the difference between the American ones and the Japanese ones. I want nerds to reclaim their territory, because I'm tired of us imposters walking around talking about like, oh, I'm into this nerd stuff. No, you weren't. Let me see your battles. Let me see your backpack. Is it torn? Okay, I believe you.
Everybody's kind of a nerd about something, and it's always fun when you meet someone who's nerdier than you in that topic.
Yes.
Like if I go to these horror conventions, I'll start talking to people, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of know what I'm talking. And then I hear some other, I'm like, you are a nerd. I have no idea who played Godzilla in the fourth one.
Yeah. If you ever read the notes to the New York Times crossword puzzles, the people who write in, yikes.
Wait a minute.
Scary nerds. But what I was thinking back to Josh's show, I had some suggestions that Josh has rejected. I wanted him to be Count Jacula from Pennsylvania.
I like both of those. I mean, Count Jacula would have to be on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
How about this,
Al? Here's my idea for Al.
We're in there.
Al he'd come in at like once a month.
Yeah.
This would involve either growing some hair or whatever. He could be Frankenfro.
Frankenfro.
Man.
I kind of like that.
Or Frankenbro.
Al?
Don't say you kind of like any of this.
Are you still there, Al?
Frankenfro, it would have to be a name that's grandfathered in, because now it would just meet with too much. There would be some opposition. You can't. There's got to be certain things where you're like, the only way that you're able to get away with it is like it was established in '92. So we'd have to get like a little bit progressive with that. But I like where you're going.
Al, have you seen Blackula?
No, there's a new all black comedy horror film out now, I think.
Yes, it's called The Blackening. Yes, yeah.
Yes.
And the tagline is, we can't all die first.
That's awesome.
It is.
That's a great tagline.
Yeah. It should be good.
And also, like, I really thought that was a website, and I'm pretty sure it still is. I didn't know. I thought there might be some copyright infringements, but maybe my cookies are wrong.
No, Al Jackson is our guest. Al's a distinguished stand-up comedian and one of the hosts of the Daily Blast Live, where you can see him on the TV Monday through Friday.
I like that you call it the Daily, like it's Ohio State. It makes it regal.
Yeah,
the Daily Blast Live. I like it.
I'm trying to make it.
It's what you would yell in an argument when your girl's like, I don't care about you or your stupid Daily Blast Live. And it's like, it's the Daily Blast Live to you.
Now, did you have a nickname when you were a kid?
Well, a lot. I think we all have names that, like Willie G is on the show, but I assume that, family members that knew Willie G when he was 6 months old call him something different. And my family, if you grew up with me in Ohio from like 0 to 8, you either my mama calls me Albert, or some of my old school Southern family members call me Benji. because my middle name is Benjamin. So some people still call me Benji. Like when I say, "Hey, Benji," I'm like, "Oh yeah, what's up, Aunt Phyllis?"
Now, what does your lady friend call you?
My lady friend. She should be coming down a mahogany staircase with a bubble around her neck, calling me my lady friend. I love it. She just calls me Al, I think.
She doesn't.
Her name is Sarah, and I just call her Sar. Which I don't know if you can you shorten a 4-letter name?
You could go to a letter, call her S.
Yeah, but that sounds like you're asking for drugs in 2006. Like, you got any S on you? What is that?
Look at the S on that S.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Hey,
Al Jackson is also very familiar with the street lingo, and he is helping me develop my street smarts. And that's what we do this segment. Every week, he gives me a word or a phrase, and I try to interpret it and guess what it actually means. What have you got today, Al?
Tom. Usually, when we use this word, it's in the world of automotive, but not today. So, Tom, what do you think the word? How would you use the word lemon?
Lemon. Okay.
Lemon.
Yeah, obviously, a lemon is a bad automobile or truck. I got a lemon.
Great in hot water in the morning. I'll tell you that.
Is it something about sour? Is it about sourness?
Yeah, I would go down that road.
Yeah, she was a hot-looking babe, but boy, what a lemon!
That's perfect. That's it. It's just a bad person. It's just like where you're just like, oh, what's wrong? You ever meet people and you're just like, It's like we'll get emails sometimes, and it'll be over like a really we try to do really hey, these kids are going out and they're repainting graffiti, and just somebody be like, well, if they didn't, you're like, sir. We have to spread a little joy here. We don't need to attack 4 11-year-olds that are trying to help their community. That would be you're like, there's a lot of stuff. You cannot be mad at that, but I really would. That's a segment that we could never do. Is just emails where I would call the segment "Sir," and where you just want to be like, look, man, I get that you're frustrated about some things, but. Dude, we only got so many summers in front of us, man. Let's just go ahead and enjoy this one. But lemon. Tom, use it correctly in a sentence, please. But
when I got it
again, Tom, hold on. I feel like you need to talk to the group about why they don't give you more props. You just let off the inning with a liner to the
you want to know why, Al?
You held up for a double.
We're on this show for about 15 minutes a week, and we sit here
day in,
for 20 hours a week and put up with all of him calling me Count Chocula from Pennsylvania. So when he stumbles into a correct thing, we're not going to give him the accolades you think he deserves.
Well, I've been approved to Al. This wasn't a home run. It was a grand slam, as I used the phrase properly. When life gives you lemons, dumper.
There you go. I love that. I love that. That should be on a bumper sticker on a Toyota Celica. Honestly, the outburst that Josh just had, it's like the outburst that would happen at a mandatory Bob and Tom work therapy session where you had to go. And no one said anything, and the therapist is like, look, we have to check this box off for HR, so somebody needs to say something before. And then Josh just like, well, you don't have to be in here for I could just see that happening in a closed room.
I was also sort of channeling Chick since he's not here to...
we have time for one more, Al. What have you got?
Okay, Tom. This one, I think that you're going to get this. This is a newer age term. It's more for the kiddos. But, Tom, tell me what copium is. I know Willie G knows what that is.
Copium?
Copium. Opium with a C.
Huh. Copium.
Copium.
Interesting.
Is it something you have to take to deal with a situation so you can cope with it?
Kind of, and it's not literal like I think you're meaning it, but you're almost exactly right.
I think I got it.
Just don't take it. Don't look at it literally. Okay, Tom, if you get this as a grand slam.
Okay, you're on a date for the first time, and after about 20 minutes, you go, I'm going to need some copium. Could I have 6 more drinks over here, please? something you need to do to semi-anesthetize yourself to get through the conversation with the lemon that you're stuck with?
Wow.
That's Tom. It's not correct, but it's so close to being correct. It's like it's like when the batter hits the ball and it almost hits his knuckles, so it only goes like 4 inches, and the catcher is so off guard at how terrible of a hit it was, he like legs it out to first. That's kind of what you did, because copium is like what people that have just lost an internet argument. It's the way that you make it right. When, you know, for example, like Josh was talking about monsters, and Josh was like, I'll tell you, the best Godzilla was you know, the one where he went to Japan, and there would be somebody that would attack Josh's argument. They would be right, and Josh would have to figure out something about that person to his copium to make it so it's okay he lost that Twitter fight. So it's the way that you're like, yeah, well, you know, I don't have to, I don't know all the monster movies because I've been out on dates. Okay, bro? Yeah. It's just a way to kind of like cope with your loss by just like, yeah, okay, yeah, you got that one, but it's because I don't suck like you do. So you have time to know that kind of stuff. But yeah, go ahead. It's like a way to cope with taking an L on the internet.
So you could say with one of the live golf guys that took all the money, they could say, well, I'll tell you what, I took all the money, but my copium is my getting on my private jet and flying away, and deal with it, buddy. We're okay. Does it work?
I mean, honestly, no, Ace is right. It was a little bit clumsy, but it worked because that's all. Look, the Wu-Tang Clan said it in 1992. Cash rules everything around me. And long after everybody forgot all about this story in 6 months when 480 other things, do you want that check or not? And I said it one time. I was bombing at a college years ago, and I hated the kids. And I was up there just like in my head, like, yeah, I got like 2 more minutes. And I was like, I know you. Did you guys enjoy the show? And they're no. And I was like, I was just like, guess what, guys? 2 words that are going to be important in your adulthood. Check cleared. I put the mic back in the stand and walked off. That is a true story. That was fun, Al. I was still drinking.
Thanks. Al Jackson, watch him on the Daily Blast Live. Thanks, Al. It's always a great pleasure.
All right.
See you, Al.
Oh, he's the best. Right now, speaking of families and dads, I think we need to cover this. The best gift for dads. Father's Day just around the corner. There's only one way to go. That, of course, is the steak way with Omaha Steaks.
That's exactly right. The perfectly aged, always tender, guaranteed, delicious Omaha Steaks. My gosh. The Father's Day experts at Omaha Steaks, well, they've made it easy to put a smile on the big guy's face this summer with hand-selected packages. Jeff, you're a dad.
That's right.
Your kids come to you with a necktie or a new paperweight.
Boo!
They come to you with a cooler full of Omaha Steaks.
Let's fire up the grill, baby.
Yes! Head on over to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code BTS at checkout. Get $30 off your qualifying order. Packages may include fork tender, bacon-wrapped filet mignon, air-chilled boneless chicken breasts, juicy burgers, jumbo franks, all the favorites. Whether he's your father, father-in-law, or father figure, he's the guy who was always ready to step up when you needed him most. My mouth is watering. I had to swallow just now talking about this food. I've got to control myself. This Father's Day, show him the love with the only gift that's as unforgettable as he, the mouth-watering perfection of Omaha Steaks. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com, use code BTS at checkout, and get $30 off an unforgettable gift guaranteed to make Dad's Day. Because if there's one thing we know, it's that dads want steak. That's omahasteaks.com, code BTS at checkout.
Oh, thank you very much, Omaha Steaks. Coming up, we have Christy Lee at the news desk.
Yes, sir.
With some great news in the world of cereal. Oh, tasty. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got something to say? Send us an email, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Today, a little bit of an issue, something a little minor. Christy has a new boyfriend. She's officially announced the arrival of her new boyfriend.
Yeah,
you just got here. Yeah. Well, I mean, she ordered them online. Yeah, come on.
No, I mean, you've been seeing this guy, and now suddenly it's okay.
We can go with it. Yeah,
we're going with it. It's official. And the reason we had to go with it is because this guy's name is Tom, my name, and there was some confusion behind the scenes. Christy,
I'm the only one named. I'm the original Tom.
Well, no, but Christy was telling stories. She'd go, this weekend, Tom and I did something, and she would tell about some exotic adventure they had, and I'd have to clarify that I had no part of this.
There has been some speculation on the show that Tom and I might be seeing each other this Tom,
but
and
it's not. It's
totally not true.
So you have boyfriend Tom, and then I will be plaintiff Tom. I think.
How about boss Tom?
I like that.
Taking it off here, boss Tom.
But see, since he's your man, he should be Major Tom, and I would be Minor Tom.
Oh, that's nice.
That way, since he's like the guy, you're major dude. Yeah. We'll have to settle on something. I kind of like work Tom versus play Tom. Or day Tom versus night Tom. But then sometimes you see him during the day. Like on a Saturday, you probably let him in, I assume, during the day.
No, he stays chained to the tree, Tom. He's not allowed in.
Sometimes we have lunch, I think there's a Starbucks in town that thinks that we're having an affair. It's great.
Really?
Yeah, it's great. Because you know how we meet at the same Starbucks occasionally. And,
I see.
The people that work there kind of give you that look like,
Well, that's because see, he's facing them, and when you look away, he makes funny faces with his lips.
That's probably true.
Hey, look.
Yeah.
That's the standard.
That is, yeah. Don't ever do that again. Keep your tongue in your mouth.
Sorry. That's a really creepy tongue
That was like
wiggle,
a lizard
what was that? I missed
snake.
it.
No, you don't want to see it.
Let's just say Chick is the employee at Starbucks.
Yes.
And then I am facing them, sitting at the table.
And I'm sitting with my back to
You're
them.
sipping some annoying exotic
Don't
drink.
show me your tongue again, please.
And as soon as you look away.
You look away, and then he goes with his tongue, implying
that creepy pink thing come out of her face.
I tell you, I am single now. This came up. We'll talk about it more later.
I'm sorry.
You're not going to be able to stop me. It's come out. But I tell you this much right now. I am trying to talk to girls. Yeah. And I'm young. I can talk to young girls. You ever looked at a young girl? They're great.
Yeah.
Sure.
You ever talk to one? It's like torture. It's like having a...
Well, we had a storm, and I decided to go out and clean all the debris with a leaf blower. Put the leaf blower back on the utility hook, and when I set it down, I triggered a can of bear spray right into my face.
And obviously it hadn't expired.
But no, in fact, it may have gotten more potent. Kind of like a fine wine. Who knows? But,
in your opinion, do you think it would scare off a bear?
Heck yeah.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom. They put the F in professional. Time now for Bob and Tom Super Bowl Trivia.
The 1972 Miami Dolphins became the first NFL team to go undefeated for all of their regular and postseason games. Most analysts agree that their marvelous no-name defense was the key to their brilliant performance. But perhaps no other defense in the NFL compares to the one seen in 1994 when O.J. Simpson faced double homicide charges in an L.A. courtroom. We salute you, Orenthal James Simpson, NFL Hall of Famer, accused murderer, and free American citizen.
This has been Bob and Tom Super Bowl Trivia.
Hi, this is comedian Rob Haney, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, folks. Billy Mazing here with more of my amazing made-for-TV products exclusively for Bob and Tom Show listeners. How many times has this happened to you? You're thirsty, and you need and want water, but you're miles and miles away from water. There's no water anywhere. Introducing my new Mazing Powdered Water. It's small, simple, and convenient. Just carry a packet of Mazing Powdered Water with you anytime you don't have room for a stick-up faucet. Then, if you need water fast, simply open the packet, pour the contents into a glass like this, and just add water. Cool, clear water in seconds, and it's just that easy. And it's only $29.95 for 3 2-ounce packages of amazing powdered water that make up to, now get this, folks, up to 5 gallons of pure mountain stream water from the glaciers of Scandinavia.
Scandinavian glacier water not verified, and American tap water may be substituted in some powder packets. 5 gallons of water must be added to reconstitute the full 5 gallons of powdered water.
Folks, can you ever have enough water? I say no. So order in the next 5 minutes, and I'll throw in 2 more 3-packs for free, plus $59.95 shipping and handling. That's a great deal, but wait. When you order 4 3-packs of my 2-ounce pack packets, along with the previous order of the 3 3-pack packets for only a total of $269.95, I'm going to send you a complimentary gift set of my wildly popular home entertainment accessory item designed specifically for your guests who happen to be nudists. Scrotum coasters. Just drop them and forget them. Call today. I'm Billy Mazing.
You know you're too high when you're eating cereal naked and your girlfriend tells you to put some clothes on. You realize it's not your girlfriend. It's just a woman on a bus. That's how you know you're too high.
Bob and Tom. 24/7. Oh, yeah.
ER. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
Pat Godwin in the Music Performance Room Hall Auditorium.
What was that again?
The Music Performance Room Hall Auditorium.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Haven't you read the sign over the door?
No.
Well,
we just changed.
Jeff Oskay over there.
That's right.
Chick McGee on vacay. There's Ace Cosby.
Good job.
Thank you, sir. There's Willie Griswold.
Hey, buddy.
I'm Josh Arnold, and there's Tom.
Once again, I'm trying to get a good name for Josh Arnold's late-night movie host. He has rejected Count Jacula.
Yeah, I want this to be more family-friendly.
Yeah.
Well, then you could have your cat on Gravy, and she could be Gravy Digger.
Yes.
Oh, that's very
I should
good.
have gravy every now and again on.
So,
Sure.
you're thinking like of a whole food theme?
Maybe.
Oh, I'm not. We actually got a good sarcophagus.
Oh, I like that.
That's good. Matthew was written in with that. I like sarcophagus.
I do too.
What about, and none of these are mean, what about Bob a Duke? What about Eddie Kruger?
Yes.
The Fredditor. I like that one.
The Fredditor.
Or Tom Stone. Ooh.
I get it.
Bob a Duke is very clever.
Thank you. Shouldn't guess I should have closed with that one.
You don't want to mess around with the Babadook. That's for sure.
Well, we'll find out more. But right now,
we have a monster cereal in the news.
Oh, go for it. What do you got?
General Mills introducing a new scary cereal. According to bakingbusiness.com, the company is debuting Carmella Creeper.
Really?
A caramel apple cereal with orange and yellow marshmallow pieces.
Okay.
General Mills said Carmella Creeper is a zombie DJ who is a cousin of Frankenberry.
I love zombie DJs.
Doesn't Carmella Creeper sound like a strain of pot?
Yeah.
I would try it.
Hey, man, have you tried the Carmella Creeper?
Yeah, it sounds like Carmelo Anthony, the former NBA player, got into pot, much like several others. You know, Matt Barnes is now in the weed industry, and that's his strain.
Yeah. So, but it's a cereal.
Yep. She joins other monster cereal mascots. I'm not familiar with this one. Fruit Brute.
Yeah, he's a werewolf.
Count Chocula.
That's the famous one.
Yeah. Boo Berry. I'm familiar with that one. Frankenberry, familiar. And Yummy Mummy.
Yeah.
The cereal will be available this summer if you're
all right
sitting on the edge of your seat waiting for Carmella Creeper.
Remember last year they did something I never got to try. They did a monster mashup.
Yes.
Where it was all the flavors in one box.
I do remember that.
Boy, I wanted to try that.
You can
make it
do
yourself.
that today.
It costs 3 times as much, Jeff.
Use some of that crypto money. You can afford $5 as a cereal.
I'm still in the black with my crypto, I'll have you know.
You're the one.
I don't
always wondered the now the Frankenberry.
Yeah,
obviously based on the Frankenstein thing. Have they? Someone has to have done this. So I'm just gonna. Have they done a Frankenstein movie in which some of the bodies are men and some are women?
I don't know. Like the pieces that they put together?
Oh, they put them together?
Because the Frankenstein thing, the whole thing is that it's...
Like a Franken-they?
Yeah. That's exactly it. I'm not trying to be mean here.
It's not what you're shooting for, but in Young Frankenstein, they use the brain of Abby Normal.
Right.
And that's a lady, right? Presumably, Abby's a lady.
Yeah. Oh, I've never thought of that.
But that's not actually... they just misread abnormal.
Yeah, it's abnormal, the brain.
Yeah.
So it could be a guy or a girl brain.
Did I just get that joke?
You did, yeah.
I'm still trying to figure it out, Willie. So,
Abby Normal.
Abby someone.
Yeah, that would be Franken-they. I mean, again, no disrespect. It would be.
No, it would be. It would work.
Be kind of contemporary and funny.
Yeah.
Although these days, trying to make fun out of almost anything is impossible. But the cereals. Which one of these do you actually eat, Josh? Do you eat the Frankenberry or the...
Blueberry I get every year, yeah.
I like the Count Chocula. That was always my favorite.
It is very good.
You said you get it every year. Is there a seasonality to this?
Absolutely. October.
Halloween.
Yeah. Because in St. Louis, when I was growing up, Blueberry was not available year-round. The other two were, Frankenberry and Count Chocula. But you had to wait.
I have a dumb question. Is there a General Mills? Like a character that's a general?
Not that I'm aware of, but maybe.
Okay, I'm just nothing funny there. Just asking.
There's Captain Crunch. He has a military background, obviously.
Yeah. Right.
The Navy.
And do you remember the whole argument a few years ago that Captain Crunch wasn't really a captain because whatever the stripes he had were not those of a captain.
They weren't consistent with a...
And someone said, no, whoever is on board the ship is the captain.
That bastard is stealing valor this whole time.
Oh, no, he's definitely, he's not. He may have been an admiral or something.
Ah, gotcha.
I think that was the lower brand. Like, the people who couldn't afford Captain Crunch got Admiral
Crisp?
Yeah, it was something like that. Like a cheap knockoff.
Black and white box.
Yeah. On the lowest shelf. Not even a box, just a bag. Did they ever do, how they'll do, oops, we messed up at the factory. Oops, all booze or all berries. Do they ever do that?
Didn't they do...
They did Oops All Berries.
Didn't they do all marshmallows?
Yes.
Yes, they have.
For
Lucky Charms.
Which I'm a weirdo. I prefer the grain pieces to the marshmallows.
I do too.
What?
I do.
In Lucky Charms?
No, yeah, the grain pieces are the foil.
No.
To the delicious marshmallow pieces.
Not necessarily Lucky Charms. You have to have both, but in a blueberry situation, if they got rid of the marshmallows, I'd be okay. I know.
What's the Captain Crunch with...
Crunch berries?
Crunch berries. They did all crunch berries.
Yeah.
For sure.
And they acted like it was a mistake in the factory.
Oops. Jen forgot to cover her shift today. She didn't hit the right button, so we got all berries.
Has anyone ever done X-rated cereals like Boob Berry or
well, who would that be for?
Yeah.
Frank and Dick? I eat cereal every morning.
And you would eat Frank and Dick.
Of your children. Hey.
Honey, have your Cheerios, okay?
He never has a second Frank and Dick at home.
Cheerios.
Nut and honey.
Remember we had...
Grape nuts.
We had nut and honey.
I do eat grape nuts every morning. What was the one that we had? Oh, it was a pasta. Remember
Yeah,
this?
the pastas.
There were phallus-like pasta.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of a penne
for your thoughts.
A penile penne.
Okay.
Angelween.
We got to get some music out of Mr. Godwin.
I know. He's not earned his keep today.
Sure he has.
I'm kidding, Pat.
We've been on the horror movies and stuff and things.
Do you have a horror movie song?
I do not.
You could write Josh's theme song.
Oh, I've written a bunch of things for Josh.
Thank you.
Have you written anything?
I'm happy to be your muse.
Count Chocula?
Love letters?
No.
I was whacking in the lab.
When I unfortunately turned on a black light. Look at the ceiling.
I did the monster whack.
See?
He did the whack. Coming up, we have...
We do have whacking in the news coming up.
We do have the scientific whatever you want to call it, Origins of Masturbation.
Wow.
That sounds like a band, doesn't it?
The Origins of Masturbation.
We'll find out the origins of masturbation. There you guys, Captain Beat Off. Okay, good. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got a comment? Our email is bobandtom@bobandtom.com. More Bob and Tom next. State law.
This is a song so girls don't get anorexia.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Ooh, I wanna be a plus-size model, the kind that can't run very far. Doodle-doodle-doo. 'Cause if I could only be a plus-size model, I know I'd be a big, big star. Please feed me. So some people get sensitive about it, but don't, because the beautiful women are the big women.
I agree.
And I gained some weight, then I couldn't afford to keep it. Here we go, and I want a carbo load without having to exercise. I don't want to worry if the fat goes to my thighs. I want to wear a plus-size brassiere for room. I want to eat chips and wash them down with beer. Well, I've got a plus-size dream, but I'm plus-sized. Ornery for the best job in the world goes to the bigger girls than me. They're all sluts.
The Gores just got divorced. We know Paul McCartney went through the worst divorce in history.
That's true.
I would have been a great attorney for Paul McCartney. I'd have said, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my client, right over there, 1964, could not crawl out of a car without every woman in America tearing her hair out, yelling his name at the top of their lungs. He could have had any woman in the world that year. He went with the Manson family-looking girl who was the photographer, who was relatively plain. Lived with the woman for 35 years. 35 years, not one night did he ever miss with his wife in 35 years, except when he was arrested for marijuana in Japan, and she was down the hall in a different cell.
Yeah.
Okay? He loved this woman. She made him eat vegetarian food. Okay? She was not attractive. He put her on the cover of the Band on the Run album. James Coburn looked better than she did.
True
on
enough.
the cover of that album. This woman couldn't hold a tune in a bucket. Couldn't hold a tune in a bucket. He let her play in his band for 10 years. He loved this woman, lived with her 35 years, never missed a night. She passed away. He became a Nite. I think he owns Happy Birthday. I know he owns Ramblin' Rick from Georgia Tech, a hell of an engineer. He's a billionaire. The Queen hit him over the shoulder with a sword and made him a Nite. He is a sir. And that one-legged, wooden-legged woman wants you to believe that he's hard to get along with.
Scored by a single player is still a record that stands today as the NFL's oldest. oldest. Nevers also holds a few lesser-known and unofficial records.
Oh, really?
Such as highest number of STDs treated in a single season. And the longest winning streak with road horse.
This has been great moments in NFL history.
Wow.
Hi, this is Bob and Tom 24/7. My name is Jim Gaffigan. I have to go and, well, I just had a so you know where I'm going.
Now, are you a music guy, Ryan?
I am. I mean, I love music.
Do you play anything?
I play a little bit of. Well, here's the thing. I took band in school. And when I realized that wouldn't make me cool, I wasn't very popular in school. I know that's hard to believe, but I had because I had a mullet. I was like 13, early 90s. I had a mullet and a fat neck. My neck was the last thing to grow, and it's a bad thing to have a fat neck and a mullet because it's like it draws attention to your fat neck. It's like you're some sort of nerdy superhero where like my only power is not seeing vaginas. And so
Wait a minute.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, boy, that's
Okay.
Man, that's a gift. Yeah.
But I took like I mean I learned how to play guitar and piano a little bit later in life.
Yeah.
But I joined the band thing that I'd meet girls. And I played trumpet, and it's not until you're an adult that you realize that those were all useless instruments. Like, I mean, the clarinet is...
No, that's not going to get the chicks.
Yeah, unless you come across a snake in a basket.
Yeah.
That you have to...
There you go.
Oh, no. Good thing I took the clarinet.
Good thing.
You guys are lucky.
Cool clarinet player.
I saved you, sweet Sue.
Where are you from, by the way?
Patterson, from Patterson, New Jersey.
Oh, sure. That's famous.
Yeah, small.
Sure.
Thugged out town. It's tiny. So small, we used to get robbed by people we knew.
That's small.
People like, stick them up. I'm like, Andre? I'm going to tell your mother, man. By the way, how is Aunt Carol? How's she doing? I'll come home for dinner.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. This is Bob and Tom.
Hey, it's the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
Pat Godwin over there in the performance room.
Hey, Josh.
Jeff Oskay, how the heck are you?
I'm great, Josh.
Chick McGee on a little vacay. He'll be back Monday. There's Ace Cosby.
Howdy.
Willie Griswold across the way.
Hey there, man.
I'm Josh Arnold, and there's Tom, a little out of breath, but doing just fine.
I got sidetracked.
It happens, man.
I'm back. I had time to wash my hands.
Okay, good.
We'll get to that in just a second.
Okay.
Right
You
now.
did have time or you did not?
I did.
Okay.
Did you pee on them?
You pee on your hand, do you?
Every time. No one taught me how to pee.
It's good to feel something, right?
Now, this is just me, and I talked to someone else about this the other day, but everyone washes their hands after they pee.
Right.
I wash before.
That's...
Oh, you and Don, the Mike Tyson guy.
Don King?
Yeah, Don King said he would do that.
Yeah. Why are you washing after? Your hands are dirty, and then you're touching your stuff.
Right. You've just touched the handle on a toilet seat that has tertiary syphilis.
I understand that. Why aren't you washing before and after? That's my thing.
Are we going to go there now, or you got something to say before we do this?
Are you afraid that you're going to get
No, but you have
peanut
like
butter on your
hands
Johnson?
And then you're touching your clean ween.
No, I get where you're coming from.
I get where you're coming from. 45%.
Even as paranoid as I am, I don't think that's necessary.
All right.
45% of adults, though,
have a dirty
soap when washing their hands.
I bet they do, the animals.
According to the Healthy Hand Washing Survey from Bradley Corporation, over 90% of adults believed hand washing is essential to maintaining their overall health. But
the other 10%, they're handling your food right now. Now, before we get to this, I wanted to do a couple of real quick things in here. We talked with Frank Caliendo earlier today, which was just great. Frank is so funny. You can watch that on YouTube, right, Ace? Frank's going to be at the Funny Bone in Columbus, Ohio, Tuesday, June 20th, and Hilarities in Cleveland, Wednesday, June 21st. While I'm at it, Reno Collier is going to be at the Somerset, Kentucky. It's called the Virginia Theater with Mr. Oskay, June 17th. That's a Saturday. And then Willie G June 15th through the 17th at the Caravan in Louisville with Greg Hahn. And then you guys are recording an album, Go Bananas in Cincy, Thursday, June 29th through July 2nd. Greg Hahn and Willie G. So that'll be a great show. And then while I'm at it, Pat Godwin is doing his annual stint, that one? Yeah. At McCurdy's in Sarasota, Florida, July 12th through the 16th. And you will be recording for the second time your special.
Yep, there's a glitch.
The first one was great, except the sound was off. Only have a couple mime bits really that work without actual sound. Now,
you're not going to do Oskay's.
No, he just did.
Oh, okay.
He did. We're good. Don't worry, I'm not going to snap.
Okay. I'm a little defensive.
That was the first one I did.
Okay, good.
It's Reno Collier and Oskay, June 17th at the Virginia.
Ah, that's right. Yeah,
the Virginia Theater.
They're in Kentucky, but they're at the Virginia.
Yes.
That's confusing.
That's confusing.
Yeah. Very, very confusing.
They'll be playing in Virginia at the Kentucky Theater the following week. What is this? Okay, now, where were we? Oh, so you're talking
hand washing.
90% of people wash their hands, 10% don't. That's the scary part.
Yeah, and 45% of those who did get polled admitted to skipping soap when they washed their hands. Well, then you're not washing your hands.
You're just running water on.
Simply not washing.
Watering down the tertiary syphilis.
Yes. Willie, you're looking like you don't use soap, that you think it's fine just to use the water.
Oh, no, I do use soap, but sometimes if I'm at a Colts game, whatever, yeah, little water on there, splash, get out of there, back to my seat.
Oh, where you need the soap the most.
Oh, now you're touching
not that big. I'm just sharing cotton candy with my buddies. What's the big issue?
51% of those surveyed claim they are rule followers, meaning they lather with soap, scrub completely, rinse, and dry, singing the happy birthday song, right? 35% said they lather and linger. Aside from bathroom trips, other activities that call for hand washing include...
See, I lather and sing the song Linger by the Cranberries. Do you have to? Do you have to?
Do you have to let it linger? You should wash your hands, of course, after sneezing or coughing, after using a shopping cart.
Now, when you go in the grocery store, do you take the...
Yes, I wipe it down.
There and wipe down.
I do.
I'm afraid to. I have to confess. I have left a grocery store because they were out of those.
I just lick it clean.
My OCD got the best of me for like a few months, and I was in the habit of if they didn't have them, I didn't go.
Oh, in the early COVID period, I had those big yellow rubber gloves I wore all the time.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I had like at least a dozen of those still.
To the grocery?
Yeah.
Well, back then they thought gloves would help.
Remember the first couple months of COVID, and you were supposed to wash your groceries.
Yes.
And it was then someone finally said, "Wait a minute, this is airborne, you idiots."
Yeah, I shouldn't be Lysoling my steaks before.
Yeah.
And then they went, "Yeah, it's airborne. You should wear masks." And then when it comes out, those didn't do anything. And then they were like, "Let's all get vaccinated," and that didn't do S. And so, yeah, how about that? It was all a joke.
Thanks for the bad medical advice.
Josh, I found that the people that survived it do think that it was a joke. I have found that.
You know, this is when you're supposed to wash your hands after using a shopping cart. I keep sanitizer in my door at my car.
Oh, okay.
You should also wash your hands after you touch money, after shaking someone's hand, and this is a no-brainer visiting the doctor's office.
What about after picking your butt?
Yeah, that'd be a good time, too.
How deep are you going there, Chief?
No, rub your eyes.
Some of the actions that folks use to avoid touching germy bathroom surfaces, I do this. I use a paper towel with the door when I'm done.
That's what I do.
Absolutely.
I also use a paper towel on the sink, the faucets.
Yeah, that's what it says here.
Think about it. You use the bathroom, you touch the flusher, you go over and you touch the sink handle.
Yeah. You got to live, man.
I am living my best life.
I do this. Operate flushers with their foot. I do that.
They're going to find me dead in a bathroom because I will have fallen and hit my head while trying to do the flush thing. With the
yeah, you don't have a lot of you're not very limber with your legs right now.
My Pilates, I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you're doing well. Yeah.
But I often do the flush with the foot.
Yeah, I do too. Always.
Yeah. I use the sink with my foot. People get furious.
I just pissed in the sink. So.
Hover over the toilet seat. Most women do that. I don't know about you guys.
You hover?
Yeah. For number one.
Does that increase splashback?
No.
Because the higher up you are, you're going to get some...
No, I would never notice that.
Bidet.
No,
it's great for your quads.
Do you have to aim?
No.
So you hover for one?
I mean, you're hovering above it. I mean, there's only so much
What do you think? I'm standing straight up when you hover?
Do you straddle it? How do you do that? Oh, you
just sit.
You kind of put your hips back. Okay. Does it shoot forward?
How exactly do you? Here, use my lap as a toilet.
I actually, a lot of people sit with like their knees facing the stall, but I face the toilet. I face the wall. It makes it much easier to have a snack just on the back.
You're not toilet nachos.
Do a crossword puzzle. You know, whatever you got to do.
Do you open and close your door with your butt? Do that thing?
What do you?
So you don't have to touch the handle of the doors?
No, my anus can't grip like that.
Well, it used to be able to. Then after the fisting.
And the fist.
Hey, I wanted this job.
And then some people use their elbows to operate the paper towel dispensers.
Oh, okay.
Now, is it true that the air blowers are actually less sanitary because they're blowing urine on your
and they're just fecal wind machines.
Blowing it everywhere.
When I learned the word
you gotta have some
particular,
germs in your life, people.
Oh, particulates?
that can sometimes mean that it's little particles going, and there's just poop just floating in there, and then it's blowing it right. It's
I know, it's a bummer, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like you said, man, you got to live.
And you got to have bacteria in your body.
You do to a certain
That's
extent.
why Oskay licks the toilets.
No, but I do make the fake toilet seat cover.
Oh, yeah, with
like
the
from
toilet paper?
toilet paper,
Mhm.
like kind of line the bowl sometimes.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
kind of nasty looking. I'll
You
make
do
my
that?
own cover.
But then you get the toilet paper sticks to your backside. Ugh, I don't want to do any of that.
You don't use the little
Don't they make
covers?
Don't they make like condoms, if you will, for toilet seats?
Yes.
That you can, if you're really.
Well, they make the cover that you pull down
Those
and put
I haven't
on.
seen as many of those as I used to. The covers.
Can't you buy a box of them to carry with you if you're traveling?
If you're an insane person, but yes, yeah.
I'm surprised Tom doesn't carry them.
Well, some
I will do Ace. I will do anything to not use a public toilet.
Yeah, he's a home base.
I like home field advantage. In fact, I was working on I talked to one of the guys over at Apple. I've got this idea for that video thing you stick on your glasses. Mm-hmm. You know what's that called?
AR, augmented reality?
VR?
Virtual reality?
Virtual reality. This is my idea, and I think this is genius. You'd put this thing on, and you could walk into the filthiest bathroom, and you'd see your bathroom at home.
Yeah, but the problem is you're going to end up sitting on a turd left on a toilet seat because you're seeing a clean toilet seat.
We haven't gotten to my idea 2.0 yet. This is what do they call phase one of in the computer world?
Did you guys? Do you remember when they used to have you were talking about condom on the toilet seat? You'd push a button and it'd go, and it would move around.
Yes, those did not. Where are they?
Well, how many times? Don't you think they just kind of kept moving around?
So it was like a stage where they have two bands, and after the one band is done, it turns around, and they're the Doobie Brothers.
Yes, it would be.
This was the Doody Brothers.
The Doody Brothers. I never saw one.
You never saw that before? They were big in
huge.
airports.
Yeah.
Oh,
disgusting.
Yeah, they must have learned they did nothing. They made it worse.
Smeared it around.
So it's just like those hand towels that
remember that?
loop.
Yeah.
I loved those.
Oh, yeah.
But the problem was after they'd go through the first round, and then it's coming back around, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Pre-stained.
Okay. Well.
Somebody blew their nose in it. Why is it red?
Oh, God.
Well.
Okay, well, that was fun.
So the answer is, please wash your hands and
use soap.
Please use some soap. So 10% of the people go to the toilet don't use soap and water.
Right, they don't wash at all.
And they go back to cutting the strawberries. And hey, these are organic. I'll say that.
Do you say something? I mumble things. If somebody next to me is, let's say, using a urinal, and I'm at the sink washing my hands, and they just leave. Like, oh, is that what we're doing? I say things like that.
It comes back and beats the crap out of it.
I know. I have tried.
This is what we're doing. Yeah,
like,
that's
I
what we're
shouldn't
doing.
say that when I'm in like a pilot. I'm gonna get some trucker going to hit me over the head with a tire thumper.
Next time you want to hold it for me, boy. Well, right now, we have some cool stuff coming up, including the scientific origins of masturbation has been explored, and we have a conclusive study that we're going to talk about. But first, we're going to talk about dads. and the importance of Father's Day. Don't just get him a card. For God's sake, don't get him a tie.
No.
Get him steaks. Tell me more.
That's what Dad really wants. Omaha Steaks. They're perfectly aged, always tender, guaranteed delicious. And listen to this. The experts at Omaha Steaks aren't just experts about steak. They're Father's Day experts. They know, and they've made it easy to put a smile on the big guy's face with hand-selected packages. Head over to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code BTS at checkout. You're going to get $30 off your qualifying order. Packages may include fork tender bacon-wrapped filet mignon, air-chilled boneless chicken breasts, ultra-juicy burgers, jumbo franks that plump up so perfectly on the grill, and many more favorites. Whether he's your dad, a dad-in-law, or a dad figure, he's the guy who was always ready to step up when you needed him the most. So now it's your turn. Show him the love this Father's Day with the only gift that's as unforgettable as he, the mouth-watering perfection of Omaha Steaks. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use code BTS at checkout. Get $30 off an unforgettable gift guaranteed to make Dad's day. Because, look, we don't know a lot. We'll be honest. But there's one thing we do know. It's that dads want steak. That's omahasteaks.com. Code BTS at checkout.
All right. Dads everywhere want steaks. Thank you very much, Omaha Steaks. Coming up, Omaha Steaks is proud to present the Ace Cosby joke of the day. That's right. It's just around the corner.
I believe we're enjoying some tomorrow. That's right?
Correct. We're doing a cookout.
Yes.
I'm very excited about that. When we come back, interesting scientific story about the origins of masturbation.
I've always wondered.
You
Because you thought you invented it, didn't you?
I was just going to say, but you thought you invented it, didn't you? Okay, all right. But I knew you did perfect it. I understand. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, this is comedian Ron White, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
For everything Bob and Tom, check out our...
About your britches, baby.
About your britches.
About your britches.
1, 2, 3.
Monday, Tuesday, hump day is halfway. Sticking in the pig, popping in the bank. Saturday's coming quicker than anything. 48 to rendezvous. I'm gonna blow a wad on you. Oh, I'm coming in my pants, my shirt, and my best suit, baby. Gonna pick your flower, gonna be there in an hour. Coming in my pants, shine shoes, and my necktie, honey. I'm so excited, I hope that I don't come. I can't move on, attention is long gone. Suits are pressed, while it's in shape. The only thing left is a little manscape. 24 to rendezvous. I'm gonna blow a wad on you. Oh, I'm coming in my pants, my shirt, it's my best suit, baby. Gonna pick your flower, gonna be there in an hour. Coming in my pants, shine shoes, and my necktie, honey. I'm so excited, I hope that I don't love Gonna blow a wad on you. 24 to rendezvous. I'm gonna blow a wad on you. Oh, I'm coming in my pants, my shirt, it's my best suit, baby. Gonna pick your flower, gonna be there in an hour. Coming in my pants, shine shoes, and my necktie, honey. I'm so excited, flower. Gonna be there in an hour. Gonna band shine shoes and my necktie, honey. I'm so excited, you know I can't wait, baby. I'm so excited, you know I can't wait, baby. I'm so excited, I hope that I don't come soon. Oh, dang.
Fantastic.
Here come the mummies.
A tapestry, one of them, but no, they're not the tapestry.
Mm-hmm.
They're
the tapestry that I gave you of my face.
It has actually my comforter.
I have that. That's in my living room.
Can I tell you this honestly? In all truth, my comforter is at the dry cleaners right now, and your tapestry is on my bed right now. I slept underneath it last night.
Is he facing up or down?
He's facing down. I've never slept better.
Yeah.
Really?
My most recent marriage was a disaster. It made the wreck of the Edmunds Fitzgerald look like a fender bender.
Wow. Sorry to hear that. Hello.
And you remember Lord's famous line about gun control, more or less.
Yes. The relationship taught me a lot. It taught me they won't sell you a handgun if you're crying.
Hello, this is comedian John Evans. Padoom, 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 and your...
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. There's Christy Lee over at the news desk.
Howdy, Josh.
Pat Godwin performing it up in that performance room.
Hey, Josh.
Jeff Oskay sitting in for Chick. And actually, Mike wrote in, wants to know, Jeff, shouldn't you be filling in naked?
No. I'm doing you all a favor.
We should at least pretend that you're naked and send Chick a picture of you in his chair.
Oh, he would burn this chair.
Ace Cosby likes to do this job naked. For those of you who don't have the VIP, you wouldn't know it, but
From the waist down.
What's that?
From the waist down.
Yes, exactly. There's Willie G.
Vulnerably naked, emotionally naked. How about that?
I'm Josh Arnold, the site chick. You guys thought I was messing up. I just wanted to scat.
That was beautiful.
There's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much.
I hate when chicks not here.
Nice. We were talking about this this survey. Christy has this survey. 90% of people wash their hands after going to a public restroom, which means 10% don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 45% of them aren't using soap. That's not washing your hands.
So what's the point?
Yeah. Comedian Jack Wilson said he was in a place and they had a sign that said, employees must wash hands. So he waited around. An employee never showed up. He finally had to wash them himself.
Yes.
Do you sing? It's like you're supposed to sing Happy Birthday twice, right?
30 seconds,
why?
whatever
Yeah,
it
you know,
takes you.
I'm a grown up. I know when my hands are clean.
Yeah.
Oh, Pat.
If you have to sing happy birthday twice, then maybe when you wash your hands, then maybe you should stay at home and not make future plans. Something like that.
I just sing it once, but I sing it to a guy with a really long, like one of those fancy Hawaiian names, and it just takes forever.
Oh, yeah. Like the guy who did Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Now,
Happy birthday, Israel Makalakata.
yeah.
That's a great song.
Marvin has written in, Tom. Says, morning, idiots and Christy. Tom, you owe me a cup of coffee. When Christy said she hovers over the toilet, and you asked if she aims, I spit my coffee all over my dashboard.
Now, and then someone said that they make they cover the toilet seat. I think you said this, Mr.
Yeah,
Oskay.
if it's one of those that looks like people have left their lit cigarettes sitting on there, like burnt lines into the toilet seat, like those.
There's a name for that.
Oh yeah.
Ethan from Pennsylvania writes, when I'm making a major transaction and it's an away game, I make the fake toilet seat cover with toilet paper. It's called an ass gasket.
Oh, I've never heard that.
An ass gasket.
Makes sense. Thank you very much. Now.
And if you leave a piece dangling into the water when you flush, it all goes down at once.
It's fun.
Yeah. Lovely. I feel like a winner.
That is a fun game.
You guys said like this new age technology.
Well, toilet games aren't as there used to. You used to be able to play sink the cigarette butt.
Oh yeah.
Not many people don't smoke, so you can't play that anymore.
Yeah.
So is that a good reason to bring smoking back?
I think so. I miss playing sink with your urine stream.
You know what we haven't done yet today?
Made out.
We haven't done that.
All right.
I can't do it now. I'm a married woman.
I'll watch.
Oh, it's even hotter.
We haven't heard from Ace Cosby.
Well, I thought we could do. That's going to be such an important palate cleanser. When we get to the story that I really want to do right now about it's kind of the origin story, because everyone's got it. Even all the big companies now, they have to tell their origin story.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You know, here at Exxon, we started with a small shovel. But the origin story of masturbation.
Yeah, guys, if you think you invented it, you were not. Evolutionary biologists traced the origins of masturbation all the way back to ancient primates that lived 40 million years ago.
So do they take like a black light into a cave? Hey, Cro-Magnon man was here. Look.
Lead researcher Dr. Matilda Brindle said, quote, "What we can say is this behavior was present around 40 million years ago in the common ancestor of all monkeys and apes. It is not that some species woke up one day and just started doing it. This is an ancient, evolved trait."
So Mel Brooks was right. Do you remember the beginning of History of the World Part 1? It's a 2001 knockoff, and all the apes and they just stand up. They all just start having at themselves.
Scientists' analysis found support for the idea that male masturbation could help shed old sperm, leaving males with fresher, more competitive sperm for sex and, of course, reproduction.
Well, that makes sense, I guess. Mm-hmm. So it's been around for 40 million years.
Right.
Wow.
So your thoughts, Josh?
I loved it. I love it. Feels real good. You can watch porn when you do it, and that's cool because it's people having sex. And
you don't have to worry about anybody else.
You do get to see it, don't you?
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Yeah.
How funny would it be if we learned those hieroglyphics are actually like old-time pornos that somebody's carved into? Yeah. Like they always have huge wangs on them and those things.
Yeah, they do. That which now they decide, oh yes, it was a symbol of their manhood. And it's like, no, they were just being children.
Hey, check this out.
Yeah.
Hey, give me that stick. I'm going to doodle some boobs on this cave wall, and I'm going to draw myself hung like a dinosaur.
Jeff, how old's your son?
16.
So
I don't want to talk about this. Whatever you're talking about, I don't want to talk about it.
Because you were doing it when you were 16.
Yeah, I mean, I found out you don't want to put it in between the couch cushions. That'll give you a rug burn. That'll.
You had to ask him.
You were using
I was just sitting over here.
Cushions. Well, I had to.
It's quite a
get
love
my
seat.
hands free.
My fault.
It's quite a love seat you got there.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
Well, I'll tell you what. I read that and it reminded me of this story. Here's the headline. Men should ejaculate 21 times a month to protect themselves against prostate cancer.
Yeah, thanks for doing that story, by the way.
21.
I thought you were going to thank us for doing that. You're welcome, Christy.
No, I hear that.
This is from Harvard.
Saved my life.
Harvard University studied the sexual habits of more than 32,000 men and discovered that those with a higher rate of ejaculation were less likely to have prostate tumors. Mm-hmm. This research was published in the scientific journal European Urology. But do they see the pun there?
European Urology, EU?
Yeah, they could have just gone EU Urology.
Like European.
Oh,
I get it.
Like
that old joke. Like, what are you when you're in a bathroom? You're European.
Yeah. No, really, it's called European Urology. I just thought, maybe they never noticed it.
I'm sure they did. They're men.
As opposed to Eurodumping proctology. I'm sorry. So I guess that's good to know, gents. Tell your lady that 21 times a month, or else you're going to get prostate cancer.
Oh, yeah.
Pat, why are you looking at me?
It's a big number. 21 is a huge number I can never do. 2 in a night is fun, but I'm over 60, so it's one and done. 21 is a huge ass number. 21 is an impossible number. 21. Ooh, well, there's one for June. I'll have what I'm having.
So, ladies, to either take care of your man or get really good Wi-Fi and Kleenex.
Yeah, but whenever you hear a study like that, it makes me feel like some guy, like his wife is like, you're masturbating too much. And he's like, well, I'll see about that. And then he goes in, I need a grant to prove that I need to do it this often. You know what I mean? Like, why would you even do that research unless you're trying to prove a point?
Do you guys really do it that often?
21, not
I would
anymore.
tell you, Christy, but I got to take a quick break.
Can no. 20, those are low numbers.
No, Willie, you're right. At your age, they are.
21 a week, my friend.
Are you serious?
You got to bump those numbers
Good
up.
for you. I can't. Those guys are over. They're over for me. I have like a flower bed now. You know what? I have to take care of other things.
Yeah, I gotta refill my hummingbird feeder. I don't have time to.
You guys are going to get arrested.
You are a dumb nerd. If your flower bed is keeping you from having the best time of your life.
I'm just saying that's just what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think I bought that wireless leaf blower?
Yeah. These things replace that.
Something's going to blow, baby.
Take this, bitch.
Boy, you're really.
That leaf blower is serious.
Why are you leaf blowing the small of my back?
Just reminiscing about the good old days.
I'm glad that some doctors are coming out and saying it's healthy, because Willie, I went to the doctor and he said, you're going to have to stop masturbating. I said, why? He goes, I'm trying to examine. Can you believe that?
Right there in the room. That's a clap.
Pagliacci the clown.
I think it's now time for a palate cleanser.
Oh, okay.
I think everyone would agree. We can get a general consensus. Yeah, you do anything to get off this topic. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Who's that sexy man with a deep voice? Ace Cosby, here he is with his joke of the day.
Josh, you were talking earlier about sharing gum with a young lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, reminded me. What do you call a train hauling nothing but bubble gum?
A train hauling nothing but bubble gum. What?
A choo-choo train.
Oh.
That was Ace Cosby's joke of the day.
Oh, Christy.
You got to do another one.
No. You have to do another one.
Who's that
No. Rewarding failure.
Here he is with his joke of the day.
How can you tell if the Amish guy is an alcoholic?
How?
He keeps falling off the wagon.
All right, you got him.
Yeah, that's better.
Much better.
I like to go for the kids every now and then.
Sure. And kids, by the way, you know what Dad wants this year for Father's Day? Omaha Steaks. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use code BTS at checkout. Get $30 off an unforgettable gift guaranteed to make your dad's day. Omaha Steaks. Because if there's one thing we know, it's that dads want steak.
Mm-hmm. And kids, if you don't have any money, go to your dad's wallet. There's 16 numbers on the front. There's 3 on the back. That's all you need to know.
Yes. Maybe your zip code. You might need that.
I took my dad's antique coin collection and I took it to the bait shop and I bought him a new lure with it.
Oh, how nice. Is that a true story?
That is 100% true story.
Oh, my gosh.
Did you wear that lure for a while?
No, but my dad went back in and had a talk with the gentleman at the bait store. I'll tell you that.
That's hilarious.
Did he get his coin collection back?
No, he did not.
Oh, man.
What?
Yeah, no. Yeah, silver pennies. I mean, everything. Oh yeah. I took a whole bag of
some like antique Thomas Jefferson special edition penny is sitting in a leave a penny, take a penny container.
Yeah.
What kind of guy wouldn't? I don't.
Sir, can I trade this for a crankbait?
I was like, oh, I just have change, and I like started dumping out, and he was like, yeah, 25, 50, and counted it all out.
So it just went back into circulation.
No, I think he knew exactly what he had, and he was like, yeah, I'll take all that.
That's really unfortunate.
But yeah.
Well, we got off the topic of the origin of masturbation.
Yes, we did.
Even monkeys did it.
Well, of course, monkeys did it.
They still do, don't they?
Yes.
Hey, we're the monkeys. People say we're jacking around. I'm sorry.
Too busy whacking.
Go back
Put
to
anybody down.
I wanted to cover again this ancient Rome perfume. I think this is a fascinating topic. That they found a bottle of this stuff that was completely sealed. What is it, 2,000 years later?
Yeah, a small quartz vial discovered in a mausoleum in what now is Carmona, Spain. The perfume was kept sealed with a form of carbon and tightly covered with bitium, keeping the contents preserved for 2 millennia. Researchers analyzed the solid perfume and determined it was made with the essential oil patchouli. They wrote that the discovery is possibly the first time a perfume from Roman times has been identified.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that, and that was presumably for the ladies, because I know there's records, you've seen probably the cuneiform records of the men's cologne from Roman times.
No, I haven't seen those.
Yeah, Et tu, Brute.
Yes, yeah, that was a very popular.
Yeah, Grandma got that for me when I was 9.
But that really is fascinating.
Yeah.
So, and another reason I wouldn't have liked ancient Rome.
Oh, it would have been. It's gross.
Yeah.
Ancient Rome was gross.
It had to smell.
Open sewers. They're all speaking
open toilets.
A different language.
No,
They're all speaking a different language.
Treating the aqueduct like a lazy river, having the time of my life. Become a senator, yell at guys. Oh, so fun.
Oh, man.
You're wearing a tie-dye toga because you're wearing the patchouli. Hey, man, the dead formed yet?
Yeah, that's why they all wore sandals. They were a bunch of dirty hippies.
And I hate Roman numerals. I hate watches with Roman numerals.
Boy, I think they certainly have their place.
Man.
They look fancier than digital.
And
I think they're nice.
It's a math problem.
No, it's not.
I hate
You know where
watches.
the numbers are on a clock, don't you?
I don't want to have to. It takes me several seconds to do the transfer.
How do you feel about the watches that just have the arms?
Yeah,
Nothing.
no numbers at all.
Whoever invented that, could they just have them shot? What a terrible idea.
Hey, you got a watch? What time is it? No idea.
Well, see, that's the beauty of your Apple Watch. You can change the face. I have like 16 faces. I just change it every time I put on an outfit.
Is my face on there?
No, but I can put it on here.
Please do.
I could.
My dad in ancient Rome, I'm totally messed up. Daylight savings got me. I had to turn my sundial back an hour.
You like Roman numerals?
Yes. On my watch, I don't mind it at all.
Here's that thing at the end of a movie, and it's got, MC, MMMMM, blah, blah. What? Just put 1977 or whatever the hell it was, okay? We're in America now.
Well, if you're watching that much of a movie, good for you.
Who are you yelling at right now?
The screen in every movie stands up. Hey!
Yeah. I'm yelling at ancient Rome for introducing patchouli. I hate the smell of that stuff. Okay, sorry. Now, coming up, we have we're going to get back to a little bit of
history. We have our history lesson. Yeah.
Did you ever smell high karate? Did you ever have that stuff?
I wouldn't recognize the smell, but I'm aware of it.
I remember it. I don't know the smell.
Those
either.
were that was like pre-Axe.
Was it H-I karate or H-I-G-H?
I think it was H-A-I.
Chick used to have a
H-A-I.
model over there
I'm pretty sure it was H-I.
Was it H-I?
H-I.
Okay, yeah. But the
Hi, karate.
Did you ever have the English leather?
Yes.
Oh, I was a big fan of that when I was young.
Do you still wear cologne?
With the wooden lid or screw on top?
Do you still wear cologne?
No.
Ace?
Rarely. And that, so we don't wear it in here, but
I don't own cologne.
What's it called?
It's in a blue bottle. I don't know. It was on sale.
Windex.
Polo Sport.
I think we're done here. We're talking about the summer and how it's so great. You want to spend most of your time doing productive things. You don't want to waste your time at the grocery store if you don't have to, at least not every day. Maybe a couple nights a week. How about some HelloFresh? HelloFresh delivers a box to your house. What's in the box? Well, it's farm-to-doorstep food, and they have done the purchasing. They have done the measuring, and you put it together. We're talking about some new stuff from HelloFresh, like the Fresh and Fit summer menu, including calorie-smart stuff, protein-smart lunches and dinners. They've even got vegan options and, of course, good old-fashioned comfort food and everything in between. More than 40 options every week, more than 100 at the HelloFresh store. So find out what I'm talking about and go to HelloFresh.com/BTShow16. Why the BT Show 16? Because this is a special offer with 16 free meals and free shipping. Willie's been working on some stuff. What's that over there?
Yo, check out the lemon tortelloni Palermo with roasted bell pepper and Parmesan. HelloFresh sends you 8 ingredients. You put those together in 6 easy steps. In just over a half hour, you're enjoying this delicious, colorful pasta dish you made at home with help from HelloFresh.
You are in a recipe rut. Shake up your life a little bit. It's fun. Have some fun with HelloFresh. By the way, great for teaching the kids how to cook and great for date night. Pour a couple glasses of wine and hand me that packet. I'm going to open that up and stir it in. Your eyes are so blue. That's just a little recreation of Josh and making his dinner with his friend. Get your hands off that. HelloFresh.com/BTShow16. It's great food and a great time. HelloFresh.com/BTShow16. Coming up, it's our history lesson. We're going to make you smarter. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Catch any part of the show you missed later today on our YouTube channel.
Now, Rodney's got a record out there on Capitol Records.
Yes.
Can't miss it.
It's called Morning Wood.
Morning
We're
Wood.
just kind of sticking with the theme. It's Hanging with Rodney, Morning Wood, and then Nutsack. Just kind of working our way down
the trilogy.
It dawned on me this morning how
Yep.
I've made a living for 13 years talking about everything underneath my belt.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And, hey, what the hell?
I'm glad you said hell.
Yeah. I apologize.
That's all right.
Rodney, we got plenty of time. Do you want to work another one in here?
Yeah, here's one right here. This one's called, I think, you guys, is that the one we're talking about? Okay. You guys want to play the intro? I don't want to. They get a little irritated when I don't let them play the intro. They don't really like the way I do it. Let's just go right to the words.
Go ahead.
I remember way back when I was just a boy going places with my mom and dad. It used to scare me to death how Mama used to act after 6 or 7 beers she's had. We were sitting at a table when Mama got disabled, all the liquor running through her head. Soon I got to choking. Daddy wasn't joking when he grabbed me by the arm and said, "Don't look now, your mama's got her boobs out showing everybody in town." Faces turning red, we were wishing we were dead. There were people standing all around. Mama gets to drinking, there ain't much thinking. There's nothing anybody can do. Just to hope and pray there never comes a day when my mama's out of drinking with you. And we got her in the truck and we started driving home, and Mama said she had to go. Daddy pulled it over, we were standing on his shoulder while Mom was putting on a show. And he started up a truck, Mama stood up with her pants still around her knees. When we heard Mama holler, "If you give me $1, well, I'll let you take a peek at these." Don't look now, your mama's got her boobs out showing everybody in town. Yeah. for dead. There were people standing all around. Mama used to drinking, there ain't much thinking, there's nothing anybody can do. Just hope and pray there never comes a day when my mama's out of drinking with you. Just to hope and pray there never comes a day when my mama's out of drinking with you.
Yeah. Oh, Rodney Carrington.
Yeah, it was Ted Kennedy. He was on the plane. He was in first class. You know, I was in the back,
Sure.
with the degenerates. But what a great name to be born. Kennedy or Rockefeller or something like that. My luck, if I was born in money, my last name would be Massengale. My dad, the big douche baron. The douche baron. Everywhere you go, you got waiters making fun. You want oil and vinegar? Shut up and bring it. My dad, the big douche baron.
Morning laughter just might be the best medicine.
I can hear you, oh no. You're talking out your ass again.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
We have a woman who was born in the former Soviet Union, the Ukraine. She's a beautiful young woman. She is engaged to be married. Her name is Kira Sultanovich. You're getting married.
Getting married.
You want to have kids? You want to have kids right away?
Definitely want to have kids. Do
you have any nephews or nieces?
I do. I'm a great aunt.
Mm-hmm.
But I get a little scared because the nieces are all at that age, like you have girls, so you know.
Sure.
I have a niece that's like 11. There's 13, 15, 17. You know, it's all like that scary age.
Oh, jeez. Sure.
And the 11-year-old is the worst. Like, she's starting to dress sexy.
Uh-oh.
What is that? Like that? Doesn't that scare you when they start dressing
Absolutely.
like she wears little baby tops, little half tops, and there's, it's like nasty girl or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so inappropriate. I told her, I said, if you have a T-shirt, you're 11 years old that says "nasty girl," it better be because you don't wipe your ass. You're 11.
And Jesus said, take this bread and eat it. It is my body. And the disciples said, Jesus, we're all on low-carb diet. We appreciate you dying for our sins, but we're all trying to slim down a little bit. We want to look good in the painting.
Hey, don't say we didn't warn you.
I'm warning you, don't do that.
There's laughter ahead. I should be having a better time if this is a party.
For a beer, won't you?
Hey, it's the Bob and Tom Show. There's Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hey.
Pat Godwin in the music room.
Hello.
Jeff Oskay in for Chick McGee.
That's right.
Ace Cosby running the board.
Choo-choo.
Oh, no. There's Willie Griswold.
Hey, Bob.
I'm Josh Arnold, and there's Tom Griswold.
I'm busy over here.
Why? What are you doing?
We got so much really good mail. We're going to have to get to this tomorrow. We just have so many. If people want to send us something, communicate with us, how can they do that, Josh?
Email or text, I say.
Okay. Well, you want to give me an example of how that works?
Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com, or you can text us at 888-262-8661. I get 10 cents per text that
No,
comes
you
in.
don't.
Really?
Lying to people.
Well, I will have to show you my contract.
Oh, all right.
If you want, you can just text my dad directly at 216-442.
He loves that.
Now, we have to get to our history. Before we do, though,
yeah.
We were talking about, Josh, you went to theater camp in the summer?
Yes, I took theater workshops in the summer as a kid.
Yeah, my little girls are doing that.
Oh, that's sweet. It's very fun.
It's really fun. Did you ever do theater camp, Christy?
No, but I was in theater in junior high school.
I did drama class at camp, and it sounds like it's not fun, but what it is air conditioning and all the cutest girls at camp.
Yeah, exactly. It was these summer workshops were always hot chicks.
Yeah. I was a lesser actor. I wasn't really good at acting, so I went to dinner theater camp.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
I went to trailer park camp.
I got stuck down. What day is it?
It is
6/8.
June 8th.
Yeah.
my niece Charlie's birthday today. Happy
Good.
birthday.
Keep stalling. You haven't looked at this yet. Here we go.
Happy birthday, Charlie. Your sweet niece.
Today is June 8th. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Just said.
Here we go.
Several times.
Here we go. I was over here working. You expect me to listen to you?
Work better.
All right. 1789, James Madison introduces the Bill of Rights.
I'm against them.
Well, at the time, interestingly enough, they only applied to a handful of folks, really. You want to read. Okay, how about this? Oh, this is a good one. I was just thinking about this the other day. In 1824, I wasn't thinking about this guy. An inventor in Canada named Noah Cushing invented what?
The pen
pillow.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
high quality weed.
No.
Cushing.
No, he patented the washing machine.
Wow.
No, I was thinking about it because I have a new washing machine at my house.
What's her name?
Show off.
I could use a new one.
I was just trying to think if I could get this line out without getting arrested.
No.
Can't do it. No, I have a new washer. It's great, by the way. I don't know what kind it is, but it really works well. I'll have to check the label on it.
Back then, did it have a different name? Because per my grandma and other old people, it's called a washing machine.
Oh, yeah. Washing was the thing to do.
That's what my mom calls
Here's
it.
my point, though. You call it a washing machine, but we have lots of different machines that wash things.
Yeah,
You've got a dishwasher.
But people call it the dishwasher, don't they?
Yeah.
So
They
this is...
What, do you want it to be the clothes washing
Or
machine?
the laundry
Yeah,
machine?
why isn't it called the clothes washing machine?
Because it was the
Because the first one.
So, like, the water pick hadn't been invented yet?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they had a water pick that ran off a water wheel.
This is practically an idea that I'm toying with here.
They didn't have dishwashers because everybody had 2 dishes. And that was it.
Yeah, a tin cup. And
Okay, this day in history in 1969, sadly, Brian Jones asked to leave the Rolling Stones. And too much moss on that Rolling Stone, and too many barbiturates, probably. Death by misadventure. This is a good one. In 1984, one of the great movies of all time, Ghostbusters, is released.
Mm-hmm.
That is a joyous celebration of idiocy. It's so great.
Very fun.
I ain't scared of no
Let's see. Happy birthday, Frank Lloyd Wright.
Oh, he makes a good house.
Not really. Not for maintenance. The falling waters, all those flat roofs in Pennsylvania. Bad idea.
Form
Have you ever had a
follows
flat roof?
Hey, Frank, there's a tree in my living room.
You're welcome.
Oh, you like this one, Josh. 1916, Francis Crick. You know who he was?
Yeah, he invented the pain in the neck.
No, Josh?
No, that was Tom.
Christy Lee.
At first, if it were me, it would be Creek. Josh, he co-discoverer with what's his face?
Watson?
We have DNA.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Josh discovered DNA when he was 12 years old.
I sure did. Boy, I'm decorating my house with it.
Yeah. And time now to review what we learned on today's show.
Time now for things we learned on the Bob and Tom Show, brought to you by Josh Arnold's T-shirts. That's right, my T-shirts filled with my own jizz.
Okay.
I want to...
Delicate.
Are you proud of yourself?
Not at all.
Well, you're out of time.
I want to host a late-night horror movie. That's right. Tom's sister's perfume really gets him going. Loves it. And what else?
And you were not going to use my suggestion that you become Count Jacula from...
we'll see.
What was it from Pizza...
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
How did you forget your
funny man.
Yeah, that's very good. Very good. Thank you very much. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Get a look at today's show on our YouTube channel.